careful playing with somebody's kindness. They have tamed their beast. Just because you don't see the beast, it doesn't mean the beast isn't there.
If anyone has a disagreement with each other, you can agree to disagree.
Maybe the next stage of your healing journey is just telling more people to fuck right off.
Yeah, man.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
It is a Sunday night. Get it off your chest. Tonight is the show where you can come on the live panel and get it off your chest. If you have something you want to say, if you have a beef, whatever, a grievance, or you just want to tell somebody something, tonight's the night to do it. So, and you can see my shirt tonight. It says, "It's not you, it's me," but it's mostly you. So, I'm getting a little feedback from you, Frank, for some reason. I don't know why. There you go. But anyways, yeah. So it's Sunday night. Get it off your chest. I want to welcome everybody. Let me see who's here tonight. We got Primal Studies, Peg Bell, Tuesday. What's up? Uncle Guns, of course. Yeah, make yourself known in the chat. Say hi. Also, Primal Studies. You're watching, man. I realized after I started this stream, I didn't want to cut in on. I know Primal Studies usually. This is the other Primal. Has a stream tonight. He's doing a Father's Day stream. I think it's at 10. So, but yeah, check out Primal Studies. But yeah, tonight is Get It Off Your Chest night. So it's the show where you can come on. Like I said, get it off your chest. Come on the live panel. You got something to say. You got a beef. You want to say something good, something bad. It's good. I am going to moderate. So there's going to be no ad homs. So it's going to be kind of a fun night, and we'll see what happens. We're going to kind of play it by ear, but welcome everybody. So I want to welcome Frank Pesci. Frank, good to see you.
You too, brother. Thanks for having me on, Tony.
Yeah, always a pleasure, man. Always valuable to have you on here, for sure. And then I want to.
It's awesome to be here.
Yeah, I want to welcome Primal Man. Actually, he's Get Nosed Bagel Boy.
Let me change that. Forgot to change that. That's from the previous show.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you can call me that. Let's go back to Primal Man.
I had to ask what that means. I have no idea, but so, you know. But anyways, we got Primal Man. Primal Man, welcome. How's it going?
I'm back. I'm back to Primal Man. All good. Everything's well.
Good. Good to see you.
You too.
So tonight is Get It Off Your Chest night. I'm gonna go to Frank first because he's doing some really cool things right now. And I want you, Frank, to just let everybody know what you got going on, and if anybody can join in and help you.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Look, it's awesome to be here with you, Tony. You're a great friend of mine. It's always awesome to see you. You always drop the invites in my mail, and for that I appreciate you. It's been a busy couple of months, and in the last couple of months, under a very awesome set of circumstances, I really discovered what the purpose is for my next season of life. And that is to do food projects, is to bring food to people where they are now. As you know, I'm originally from New York City. I have an entrepreneurial background. I've done a lot of different things in business. And I'm a very excitable person when it comes to business and it comes to opportunities. And as you know, I've spent the last 2 years in the Ozarks, which is an agricultural society. Everything here is founded on agriculture. So I began to learn about agriculture. I began to learn about food. I began to learn about what people do in tough times so that, they can lessen the blow. And as you know, in the news today, food shortages, inflation, there's a lot of trouble on the horizon, as it were. And I'm a guy that loves food. And like I said, I've spent the last couple of years learning about how to produce food. So I got to praying about it, and I got to seeking out purpose around that thing. And lo and behold, a series of events occurred where I was able to put together a group of guys, all of whom have generational agricultural experience. We were able to put together a think tank. We were able to put together some ideas, and we were able to create systems so that we can bring food to where people are at now in a way that they can have predictable outcomes with their food production. So think about this. This is for people who have never grown food before. We can systemize a way of growing food, let's say in a controlled environment with a very systemized approach so that they can grow food for their communities, bring food to where people are now. Now, we've had several meetings. I mean, when I say several, I mean tons of meetings. We've made several alliances. We've made several partnerships. We've been able to identify some opportunities, crisis/opportunities that we have for approaching the market. Many, many, many doors have been opened. everything from ag tech doors to connections to financing to getting these things to end users. We want to be in a place where we're promoting localized, sustainable agriculture in a way that brings, again, predictable crop outcomes. So taking that generational agricultural experience, packaging it in a system, and bringing food to where people are at now, because that's our answer. That's our answer to the crisis. I believe it was a divine revelation about how it came to me, and just the whole pathway forward about the doors that have been opened, the people that have been brought to the table, the systems, the technology, the databases, the funding, everything that we needed to make this project a reality is becoming a reality. So as you look, again, you have inflation, you have supply chain instability, you have a lot of issues that are out there. We're eliminating that. We're bringing the ability, the capability for people to grow food where they are now. It's super exciting. The next set of millionaires are going to be made in the agricultural business. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm not in this for the windfall. What I'm trying to point out is that where there is crisis, there are people that are willing to step up, take risk, and develop solutions for that crisis. So super, super excited about that. We want, look, if that speaks to you, you're here in this chat, if that speaks to you, I want to hear from you. I want you to get involved. I want you to reach out to me. It's easy to get in touch with me, okay? I have a YouTube channel. I don't have a lot of followers or anything like that, but you can check me out, Frank Pesce. I'm on Twitter, Frank_Pesce_. Check me out, just like that. We're very, very excited. We're going to do something. We're going to make an impact on the world. Our goal is to basically feed families, feed individuals, feed people who want to be in enterprise. We want to give them the tools to be successful in enterprise. We want to go to institutions. We want to go to governments. We want to make an impact in the world. We want to change outcomes. That's what we want to do. We want to bring about outcomes. So very excited. I'm very excited. I won't be hanging out too long here tonight because I'm visiting with family. Been doing a lot of traveling lately. But I do want to say the last couple of months has been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. I'm looking forward to what the next months are going to bring as well. So that's what I've been working on, Tony.
Well, that's awesome, man. Dude, you get me fired up, bro.
Thanks,
Every time
bro.
you speak,
I'm
you get
stoked.
me fired up, and I like it. I like the attitude, man. That's really,
Thank you, bro.
that's it's motivational. It is. I mean, just that was a great talk. I love it. I really do.
I'm huge on purpose. You know that. I'm very big on driving people towards purpose. And the reason being is because each and every one of us has a very distinct purpose and solution that we were created to bring to this world. And if we all operate in a level where we're cognizant of that and where we're walking in a direction where we're seeking out a purpose, we're going to make a huge difference in the world instead of being bystanders with what's going on in the world today. The world today is absolutely, it's degeneracy everywhere because that purpose is speaking louder than what our purpose is. So I'm trying to speak as loud as I can about my purpose. And I hope that it inspires, some of the people that are listening here tonight to seek out their purpose, because while mine might right now be in food projects, maybe yours is in the next level of innovation for supply chain. Maybe it's in the next level of innovation when it comes to restoring families. Maybe it's the next level of innovation when it comes to development and independence and freedom. These are all things that we need now because the world is in a lot of trouble. It needs us.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know what? I love somebody who actually is. You're creating solutions, and I think that's important. And I like what you said. Everybody can do something. Everybody has something about them. Everybody has a purpose. And I think a lot of guys, men or women, need to find out what your purpose is.
Look, let me say this, Tony. If you don't know your purpose inherently, ask the people around you. Hey, what am I good at? What do you notice that I do well? What have you seen my talents? Then the next level of that is start thinking about the words that your parents or your caretakers, those who loved you when you were little, the things they spoke over you. Oh, you're going to be a great lawyer one day. Oh, you're going to be a great performer. Oh, you're a great artist. Whatever it is, somebody has given you the clues, the Cheerios that you need to follow to start to identify what your purpose is. And with that, you look at the trajectory of your life. Where you came from is very indicative about where you're going. So there's many ways to discover your purpose, and it's worth it. It's worth it. And then let me say this too. In the last few months, because like I said, I moved from New York to the Ozarks. Well, really, I moved from New York to Charleston to the Ozarks. But since I moved out to the Ozarks, I have been part of several community building initiatives because I demonstrate servant leadership. That's why I've been part of several leadership initiatives that are focused around community building and economic empowerment and just creating a great economy for where we are at. We can do this. If we're willing to step up and do the hard work, we can do this. Everybody's got something to offer. And there's
Well,
people that are ready to come behind you. If you're a leader, there are people that are ready to follow. But you have to demonstrate that you're a competent leader. So that means you have to be learning. You have to be understanding what the next steps are. And don't be afraid to take risk in leadership. Like, I got into agriculture. I have no background in agriculture. None. I have a background in business. But what I did is I got to learning about agriculture from the people that have been doing it generationally. And I said, help me empower you. I will do all the things that I know how to do. And then I'm going to go out and I'm going to learn about plant science as well. Then I'm going to go out and learn about agricultural development as well. So I'm keeping pace. And for me, like, my work is something that regenerates me. Okay. So, like, people go on vacation and they do certain things, or, you know, they have certain habits that regenerate them. For me, it's my work. So when I look at the end of the day and I say, wow, I'm very checklist oriented. I knocked out so many of these things. Now, tomorrow I have a great platform to stand on to make even a bigger impact. So you just have to figure out what is your mode that you operate highest at. But my point is, when you come to around your purpose, people will follow you, because people will respect the fact that you have God-given talent and you're willing to work hard for it. Because hard work beats talent, but nothing beats hard work and talent together.
Yeah. Well, I can tell everybody that's watching right now, if you're not motivated after that, man, I don't know what will get you motivated.
Thanks, Tony.
That's
I know you have a topic tonight. I'm here to help you out for at least the next few minutes. But it's an honor to be here with you guys. All of you in the chat, I appreciate your support. It's great to see all of you. I can't see who's chatting because I'm just on my phone, but I know Peg is in here. I know Uncle Guns is in here. So Primal is in here. And if I'm missing your name and I can't see you, shout out to you. I appreciate the community that Tony has built. I often sit in the chat for your shows, Tony, because I'm usually at home or whatever, just doing some things, but I'll sit in the chat. And I appreciate the community that you've built of good people around you.
Yeah, man, that's what's going on here. There's a couple of things that, like, again, I appreciate you putting that out there. Anybody, I've got Frank Pesci's channel in the description of the video. Check him out. If you need to reach out to him, you can reach out to him. I'm sure direct message on Twitter, and any other ways people could reach you, Frank.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best way, man. Hit me up on Twitter, Frank_Pesci_. You can hit me up here. Also, Tony, do you publish? On my YouTube channel, my email is published there. So you could just go to my YouTube channel, look in the About section. My email is there. Sometimes it's in the description of my videos. I'm going to get more professional about it. The time is coming. I just have to get there.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Of course.
Dude, great talk. I love it.
Thank you, my brother.
I'm fired up already. I want to couple quick things here, man. I want to I saw this comment earlier. It's Tuesday. His mom is having brain surgery tomorrow. To those who believe in prayer, my family and I would appreciate it. Thank you, gentlemen. Absolutely, Tuesday. Appreciate you sharing that with us too, man. That's really cool. Thank you for trusting us with that.
Yeah, man. Prayers for you and your mother, man, for sure.
And then I'm going to go to Primal Studies comment here. He said, it pains me to see how much dysfunction I'm seeing in the men's YouTube space. I think there are a lot of content creators that bring good insights, but it seems there is always infighting. I will answer that first. I think that's just what happens with men. I mean, it's just the way it is. That's just what happens. I think if men aren't fighting, then there's an issue. So, but that's my opinion on that. So got Michael Foster in here. Michael Foster, I sent you a link, of course, if you want to jump in. But yeah, a couple things. Again, tonight is Get It Off Your Chest. I'm going to drop the link shortly. The first thing I want to talk about, Primal Man, are you still there? I guess he bailed. But the first thing I want to talk about is the scandal that's going on with Jesse Lee Peterson. I'm sure you guys are all aware from my channel that I consider Jesse a friend of mine, and there is a scandal going on. I am not going to make any judgments on anything. I did invite somebody to come on, and we'll see if he responds, possibly, so we can get a little more insight on what's happening. But I don't know if that's going to happen. It's possible, but if anybody hasn't seen it, it is I would say it's just some really, I'm trying to explain it. I guess some really sharp accusations Would you call it accusations, Primal? Allegations, accusations against Jesse Lee Peterson.
Accusations.
Yeah. So I just want people not to rush to judgment too soon. You know, I think it's hit a lot of people in a different way. I think everybody kind of felt this shockwave. And for me, it's a little bit personal because I know some of the players personally who are involved. So I have to kind of look at it with an objective view. And my opinion is that somebody needs to be held accountable for this. When I say held accountable, oh, geez, it's really hard for me to talk about, but somebody needs to really, I think that the truth needs to be told. That's all there is to it. And I'm not holding any judgment against Jesse or the people who have accused him, but I do want to see something resolved on this. When you have a friend and they've been accused, how would you handle it, Primal?
If I had a friend that was accused,
yeah,
I would go directly to him and say, what can you tell me about this? You know.
But when you have a major public figure, you got to think about
Same way.
Well, think about it. I'm sure he's inundated with calls and text messages, and you almost don't want to. You don't almost want to you don't want to stir the pot. That's kind of my opinion. So
I'd stir it.
Yeah,
I'd stir it up.
Welcome, Michael Foster. Good to see him, Michael Foster. Awesome.
Just woke up, guys.
Yeah. I'm always stoked to have you on, man. We're kind of talking about. We started talking about the Jesse scandal, and I would imagine you have some insight on it, and I'd love to hear it. And I'm not doing this. I'm not talking about this to sensationalize anything that's going on. I'm talking about it because I have a lot of, I don't like Jesse. I love Jesse, and that's the part that's bothering me.
So I would say if you step away from Jesse for a moment and talk about, so there's a lot of this sort of abuse in pastoral circles. And the reason there's this sort of abuse in pastoral circles is it attracts people to become a pastor, most denominations don't have a high threshold of credentials you need, right? So it's easy to get a position of authority. And then with that position of authority, you have access to very intimate personal details of people's lives, right? And you have to be the sort of person that can manage those details, keep secrets, or keep private things private and not abuse them and not use them as leverage. If you are a person of low character, of low morals, so you have all sorts of things you can manipulate. And this very week, it's funny, before those allegations came out, it was brought to my attention that someone I was connected to, not directly, but kind of in the same world, was trying to groom people to engage in homosexual sex and and trying to normalize basically mutual masturbation amongst men. And I was like, whoa. So then I called up a friend who I had introduced to this guy that was apparently encouraging this. And I said, hey, I need to tell you, I don't know if this is true. It seems pretty credible to me. I don't know if you guys are talking or whatever. And this is a guy I talked on the phone a couple times. So it's not like we're best buds or in my church or anything like that. So then my friend tells me he did talk to me about that stuff. Right. And so I was like, my goodness, this guy's straight up trying to groom guys to be involved in these sorts of activities in the name of healthy sexuality to boot. So then that Jesse Lee Peterson expose, documentary, whatever you want to call it, comes out, and it had the ring of truth to me. It really had the ring of truth to me. to be quite honest. But the way
I'll just say, let me just interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them before, and it really didn't hit me. Okay, but this one did, and there's a reason why. It's because of somebody who was in the documentary, and that's Samuel.
yeah,
And I know Samuel personally. So again, it's different for me. It may be different for a lot of people, but when you know somebody personally, I have to still take a step back and look and say, why would he say that? Okay. Is it my first thought was monetary gain. That's kind of what I thought. But I'm also like, I think subconsciously I'm trying to protect a friend and then even protect another friend who I considered a friend. So
I mean, I think people like to be part of. I mean, there is a motivation to get attention, to feel special, to be involved in drama. All those things play a place in this. What I want to say is that I do think we know that there's predators in the male space, the manosphere, because you have a lot of hurting men that are easy to prey on. And so, so I think this is a sort of, if you have so it's one thing if we just got one guy making an accusation, but if you have multiple people making a very similar accusation, then you have to take that serious. That's multiple witnesses. In Scripture, you have to have two witnesses that actually saw something. Okay, and you can't willy-nilly make accusations. And so, I mean, we'll see. Like, hopefully, they respond to it. We had this go down in evangelicalism a couple years ago. This guy named Ted Haggard was, railing against homosexuality and going to a hotel and doing drugs and having gay sex, right? And it wouldn't be the first time, that things like this have happened. And we'll see what plays out. Me and Jesse differ on theology greatly. Basically, I think he's a heretic. Just be straight up. He preaches a false gospel. But that's a theological criticism. Being a heretic doesn't mean you're predatorial necessary in your actions, right? Like I think Tanner Guzzi's a heretic. Tanner thinks I'm a heretic, right? So, just to be clear, I disagree with this theology in massive ways, and I don't know if
just for everybody that doesn't know Tanner's a Mormon.
Yeah, and but I've never actually heard Jesse ever use a scripture a single time ever in context. I've never heard him use it in what it actually means in the Bible. Never. It's like and it makes me wonder: does he even read the Bible? Does he even know it? Because it doesn't seem like to me. Like it's junior, super rookie mistakes, which makes it sound like someone twisting scripture. And so I've never been comfortable with him for that reason. And I understand that he's been helpful to a lot of men processing through issues or whatever. And to the extent that men have been helped, I'm always glad for that, But I don't know. It seems like a very compelling expose. They seem like fairly credible witnesses. And we should take it very seriously. And people should at least consider the possibility that these things could be real and not let our people we love and respect do terrible things sometimes. And so don't rush to judgment, usually. It's a smart way. But also when there's credible evidence, you should say, did you do this? Right? Like in the church, if someone of multiple people raise a concern about a leader in my church, I'm going to take it very serious. You know what I mean? Very much so.
It's not like you can do background checks on people. Like anybody can start a church. I'll give you an example. Like when I was teaching martial arts, I was teaching kids, and the USJA will do a full background check on you before you can teach kids. And I thought that was great. I just thought that was really cool. I don't know if all martial arts studios do that. I really don't. But I thought that was actually when I had my background check, and they would have to do one every year because you're working with kids. So
That's good.
Yeah, I
We
thought
do
that.
background checks for anyone in the church. We always do background checks with children, and if you come on as an officer. So if you become an elder or pastor, we're going to do a background check. And I won't lie, anyone that becomes prominent in my church, I do Google search. You know, I double check just to make sure. It's my responsibility to protect people. People have, Christians are naive. It's pretty amazing. Like, there's this Christian singer I used to really respect, but I told my wife, I never quite trust a man who's single and always wants to work with children. I just don't. And I remember saying that about him, and then it came out that there was credible molestation charges against him. And now I don't know where that's fallen out, you know, but the idea that that guy was molesting kids, it kind of fits. I don't know, like, but it kind of fits.
We've all heard the term gaydar, okay? And I'm going to say that I have a pretty good gaydar. And man, if that's the case, man, I was fooled. I was fooled.
My gaydar
you know,
was. This is risky stuff, Tony. You're such a risky show. Wait till people find out. My gaydar was going off, like bing, 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 going off hardcore. But maybe it's just because I've been in ministry a long time and I counsel a lot of people, and I've counseled couples where I realized. Let me tell you some brutal truths that you won't be surprised by this, but the church can't handle this. When I have a really handsome, well put together guy marrying an overweight chick and he's kind of effeminate, you know, I've had to ask the question. I had to ask hard questions, and a couple times, maybe I should say, the guy has turned out to be homosexual and more or less using the woman as cover, which is heartbreaking to her, right? Because she thought this high quality guy was into her, but
I believe that's called a beard. I think it's called the beard.
I don't know all this stuff, but
that's the term. It's called a beard when a homosexual guy marries a girl, and she's basically just cover, so they call that a beard.
A beard, I see. And so, but personally, it does remind me. I had red flags personally, but you know, like I didn't think deeply about it, and I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not. Look, I don't like heretics. What am I supposed to say? I like people that say the Bible says things that they don't say. So he and I disagree on that, but that doesn't mean I can't engage in a respectful way, and I'm not going to pile on a guy just because I disagree with them in one area, right? All I would say is watching the body language, the way those people talked in that expose, it did not sound like a bunch of liars, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean they can't be lying. They could be. But watching it and listening to it, I thought, oh, man, this is because even the music's kind of weird and the interviewer's kind of weird, right? But the people interviewed, until you get to the guy with like whatever's going on with his head, that's got like a hole in his head or something. I don't know what that was about.
Well, that guy's been doing stuff for years. He's not somebody I don't think that had.
But he actually didn't make an accusation about any personal abuse.
Yeah,
more was like criticism. He felt if it was a bunch of guys like that, then I would have been like, these are disgruntled people that want glory or whatever, right? But all the ones before him, I thought, there's a consistency. And also, if you listen to the claims aren't crazy. They're very slow, very deliberate. It wasn't like that he held me down and, forced me to do this. It actually is much more mundane, and it sounds similar to how something like that would probably actually play out. The realness of the claims, the mundaneness of the claims, give a lot of validity to them in my mind. Again, it just doesn't sound like lies. Doesn't mean they can't be lies, but sometimes you hear something like think of the Duke lacrosse team, right? Where that woman said the lacrosse team raped her back, I don't know what it was, 10, 12 years ago. As you heard that story, you're like, a bunch of white lacrosse players gang raped a black woman at a party? Like, does that sound like something that would happen? Like, no, like people that believe in stupid rape culture stuff might buy it. But those of us that know lacrosse players and white suburban kids, like at a party, like the whole thing sound fake the whole time. And then of course it was shown to be fake and that she was a liar. That woman's now in jail for like some sort of like serious assault case, right? So you know, sometimes we hear these cases and we're like, that doesn't sound real at all. But then this one to me sounds real. And so what's the problem in our society? Well, in our society, everyone's fine with homosexuality, right? And you and I have some friends who fall into that category that, or at least once did. And we like them. We like them well enough. But they never lied about it. And so then, I think the main issue here that's so shocking for people in the manosphere is how incongruent it is, how at odds it is. So that's why I think he should, if they're lying, sue them for defamation of character, or say something. But
do you think that him making a public statement right now would be something to do?
Man, it's so hard in situations like this. People throw all sorts of false accusations at folks, and they just try to get something to stick. And they'll try to get you to respond to a false accusation. Once you do that, they feel like they have you on the run, and then they kind of like piranhas in blood, right? In the water, they'll come after you.
I mean, I looked at Jesse's message. How do I put this? To me, it was a simple entry fee into Christianity. That's kind of the way I looked at it. In other words, everybody could understand it. Didn't matter who you were. There's a lot of things that he said that I'll say I don't want to say adopted into my life, but there's certain bits of information that I thought were really helpful for me, which like one of the things is a wait and see attitude. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm using something that I really learned from Jesse's. I'm having a wait and see attitude.
Absolutely. I think that's fair. I'm that way with conservatives and liberals when something comes out where I hate when conservatives, are defensive. We don't have enough evidence yet, but when there's not enough evidence for liberals they don't like, they jump on them. And I'm like, well, look, man, we have to be people of principles, right?
Burnout Sandals. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, man. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about that documentary. So
it's the thing that one of the things on that documentary that really, really caught my attention is his response on that show. I'm not gonna his response on that call-in. That I was like, wait a second.
Well, the issue is, I think with that is I know he doesn't run his own Twitter and social media. So my opinion was maybe it was a disgruntled employee who had access to his Twitter feed. And again, I'm looking at it objectively. Like,
sure.
Maybe somebody that had access to his Twitter feed went and clicked something so somebody would find it.
Maybe. And again, I think if I was him, I probably would take legal action, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would respond to those close to me. I would give them a response to those people that I'm in business with or I have some sort of institutional relationship with. Would I publicly respond to it? I don't think I would. I think I would privately respond to individuals that I have a relationship with. Hey, here's the steps we're taking. Obviously, it's not true. We're going to sue them for defamation of character. I'm not going to post anything online because that'll become a storm. But my guess is more more revelations come out here in the coming weeks. That's if I was a gambling man, if I was like going to bet on it, that's what I would have bet.
Yeah,
But,
I saw what's his name? Milo Yiannopoulos.
yeah,
There was a video with him talking on some stream, and he's an ex-gay guy, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, is there such a thing?
It's like when you go deep into that world, it's really hard to come out of. It's really hard. You can. I'm not saying you can't, but in terms of pray the gay away, that sort of idea, I think you can accept Christ as Lord, and you don't. Sexual activity has a lasting effect on your psychology, and it takes a long time to deal with it. And I've seen guys come away from that world in a good way, but I do think some people underestimate just how the lasting effects of those sort of decisions in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you guys heard me say that saying, you build 100 bridges, nobody calls you a bridge builder. You suck one dick and now you're a cocksucker. So excuse me, Pastor, but you know what this stream is about. But yeah, man. So I guess I'm just trying to take a step back. Again, I'm not trying to sensationalize this, but
the Manosphere's got a problem, man.
Yeah,
Manosphere's got a problem, hands down. And these young men are prey. And even if Jesse's not one of the predators, we've seen this. We've seen people that are trying to use people repeatedly. And your show's kind of the antithesis of that, right? Your show, you don't have a Gumroad class. You don't charge hours to counsel people. Your show's more of an open forum to talk to men about these issues. But it's a real issue, man. It's huge. These guys are being taken advantage of. And it's disturbing to watch. I've kind of been in this world actively, 3.5, 4 years. I'm like, compared to you, I'm pretty junior.
Yeah, I'm about the same though, man. Realistically, about 5 years.
Yeah.
So,
and then we see guys like Rolo, the Fresh and Fit guys, Jack Murphy. We've seen folks come through at 21 that we might not talk about publicly because they don't have the same profile, but when you spend time with them, you're like, you're no good either, and there's few guys out there so take like Pat Stedman. Me and Pat probably disagree on a lot of, I'm not into all that vibrations and all that stuff, but Pat doesn't take advantage of people, right? Pat would cut a guy off. If Pat would realize if he's trying to help a guy, coach a guy through something and he's not getting anywhere, Pat wouldn't bleed him dry. He'd just move on. You know what I mean? And you meet guys where you're like, no, these are people that are legit trying to help people, and then you meet other people where you're like, they're lampreys on the side of the shark that is the Manosphere, right? They're trying to live off these guys. And to me, it's yet another potential example of how young men are being taken advantage of. And instead of healing people, like, I got to be careful with the things I say, but you see this in the church. Like, people come and confess their sexual sin to a pastor or something. And some of these men then take that information, guilt them into a sexual relationship, right? That's monstrous. You know what I mean?
Respond to this. I did reach out to somebody, and I'm hoping that he would come on. So we'll see what happens.
So yeah, anyway, those are some of my thoughts. Yeah, I think it's a disturbing, it's a sad, disturbing thing that I hope isn't true, but I find the expose to be quite compelling.
Primal, any thoughts on what Michael Foster just said?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not really buying it too much. I don't buy the accusations that much. It sounds like they might have something that they could latch onto and say, okay, this is homo. But the claims that they made to me was a stretch. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it one bit. And it's not because I know Jesse or I love Jesse to whatever not look at this objectively. If this was anybody, I wouldn't really buy it too much. I'm not feeling the truth in that documentary. But I do understand what Foster's talking about, being in positions of where you hear people's business on a constant basis. Yeah. Or you could be in a position of exploiting other people as a pastor or a leader in some way. I mean, that happens all the time. All the time. Mm-hmm. So I'm not buying it, in short.
Mm-hmm. I've got a couple guys backstage, so I am going to put up a screen here, and it's not like I trust anybody because I don't recognize either of these guys. So let me pop a shield up here just because. All right, let me see here. Sorry, hang on here. We're gonna pop one up here. Well, that one doesn't cover everything. That one does. All right, I'm going to bring on Sharif Johnson first. Sharif?
Yes.
Sharif.
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Dribble.
What is he saying? I got to do this. I just have to. Everybody hang tight. Sharif, do you have something to say?
Like to see you.
Yeah. You're gone.
Troll.
Sorry. Yeah, troll. And then I'm going to bring on, Hang on one second. I got a guy named Jack. Jack, you're live. Unmute your mic.
It's another troll.
Yeah, Jack, I don't have you on. I got a stream, so I can I can see what you're doing back here. So you're banned too. So good job. What a waste, man. It's amazing what you guys will do just to show your tiny dicks. It's just crazy, man. Unbelievable. Lord have mercy. Well, I try, man. I do try sometimes, but I'm smart enough to put up the shield. I don't want to take down a stream and then have to blur out, So, but anyways, yeah, we'll get back to it. That's kind of funny. It's always, but the link is in the chat, obviously. So if somebody wants to come on and talk about this, jump on, man. So, but yeah, so I'm a little, I think I'm a little disturbed by it. I'm like I said, I'm trying to take an objective point of view. Like I was saying earlier, it's different when you physically know somebody, when you've spent time with somebody, and you always want to think the best of somebody, and you say, "Hey, that would never happen." But now, let's say it is true. I'm just throwing it out there. Let's say it is true. What do you do now? Like, I would say if it is true, that friend would probably need you more than ever. Am I right? What do you guys think?
If you're truly friends, yeah.
And what do you do in a situation like this? Do you say, "Hey, you've got to," I know what you always say at the end of the streams. What is it, Michael Foster?
I say a lot of things.
Because you always say repent, and
I think if a person they should come clean and just admit it, and take. So like in the ministry, if someone was to be at odds with what they're preaching in a significant way repeatedly, like we would remove them from their position. we would put them in they would need to repent, and we could, depending on the severity of the issue, there would be a restoration. But look, man, if you're this is like crazy how this plays into the cliches. If you're talking about mother wounds and how women are terrible and how all guys have issues with their mothers, and you're having gay sex, I'm telling you, like, the psychology there, like, writes itself. It's like exactly what feminists accuse men of like manosphere men, right? They're actually secretly gay because they're scared of women or they have women issues. You know, if that's the case, then I guess what you would do is admit that and go back to living a normal life, admit it, repent, and stop doing that stuff. And you can't be a pastor anymore. Can you be an influencer? I don't know. Who wants to be an influencer? It's like the worst thing ever. I don't know. I guess, but repent and live a life in the light with no secrets. What's Jesse's wife think about this?
Yeah, he doesn't have a wife.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was brought up to me by somebody today.
You know, like, I mean, that's the whole thing with a lot of these people. When I listen to them, I think these folks that counsel these men. So I'll give you an analogy. So when my daughter Nicaea died, it was traumatic, to say the least. And it was, it hit me and Emily in different ways. And we definitely responded to the trauma differently. My wife, who is a very practical, sensible woman, I mean, like, I'm blessed in what I marry. I don't know who else could be married to me than this woman. But she acted pretty crazy, to be honest. And the trauma of the baby dying and all the blood and all of it was just horrific. And she kind of got crazy there for a couple of weeks, and we had to walk through it together, and we started to. And then this woman who had also had a baby die, a little bit older, much older than ours, actually, like several months, and it had been equally traumatic. Started coughing up blood, like going into convulsions and dying. She was trying to save him. She reached out to my wife. We were in the same church, and she wanted to talk to Emily, and they got together and they talked. And it was what we realized is that this woman did not want to get over the traumatic event. She just wanted to talk about it, kind of stew in it. And we were like, gosh, we got 3 kids. We got all sorts of responsibilities. Like, we're hurt by this. This is all sad and all this, but we've got to move on. We've got to find some way forward through this dark valley that we're in right now. You know, and I remember being in that dark valley with my wife and just seeing the light over the horizon, every so faint. And we pushed through it. We pushed through it together. It was a hard year. Then we got pregnant with Galilee. And that was super scary because we're scared this baby's going to die and all that. And we got to the other side. And through that, we had all these people email us. I mean, I wrote a series of blog posts about it that I'm actually turning into a book right now. But this is about over almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in August. It went viral. I got emails and all this stuff. But we'd have people email us. I still go to my son's grave every day. And then they'd send you a picture and your son's been dead for like 20 years. And you think, that's not healthy. It's not healthy to go to your son's grave every day, 20 years later, right? He's dead. You have to move on with your life at some level. So we'd find these people, they were stuck in the valley. In that dark valley, they had set up camp. They hadn't got to the other side. They're just down there. And they're telling everyone about how dark and dingy and terrible the valley is and how terrible that life is. And that is how I feel about a lot of manosphere influencers. I feel that a lot of them understand the darkness of a place we're at that other people don't understand. And it appeals to us to have someone to say, yeah, women are terrible these days, and yeah, this or that thing, and misandry and all this. But have they made it to the other side of the dark valley? Have they got married? Have they found healthy relationships with women? Or are they just in the middle of that darkness? And a lot of them are in the middle of the darkness, and they really can't lead anyone to the other side. All they can do is talk about where they live. That's how a lot of these things come across to me. And I wonder, and I know you guys respect this man, so I'm trying to be respectful as well. But how many healthy marriages, healthy families are a product of that man's ministry? Like, isn't he more of a triage guy for people in the middle of this darkness than he is a guy that actually helps people know how to lead a woman? And
I like how you put that, though, a triage. I think you nailed it there. I think that is more triage.
Yeah,
I do think his message has helped a lot of people. I really do. Anthony. Okay. Primal, what do you think of this comment from Anthony Velasquez? Anthony, if you want to come on, you're welcome to come on. The link is in the chat. So,
I think it's true. I think if his message is still legit, doesn't make him necessarily legit. Makes the message legit.
Let me ask Foster, or can somebody preach something that's true and still be off?
Personally, yeah,
they can. I mean, truth is truth, right? Truth is not based on individual. Truth is based on facts that come from God, in nature, design, all that stuff. So, I think you would if these allegations are true, it would definitely make you interpret some of the motives behind the claims differently. But truth is truth, right? If what's his name? If some serial killer, Ted Bundy, tells you it's wrong to kill people, Ted Bundy's right. It is wrong to kill people, and he shouldn't have done it, right? So it's like, just because the person themselves is not living in line with what are their statement, but then you get in these the do as I say, not as I do sort of situation.
I mean, I think of oh God, what's his name? He was crying years ago. I have lied. What, Jimmy Swaggart? Yeah, Jimmy Swaggart.
Yeah.
And I always look at it, if somebody, especially in teaching of faith, and they screw up that badly, my opinion is they need to just leave. I don't know what Primal thinks about that. I mean, can you come back from this? Will people ever look at you the same? Because people are people.
No, people won't look at you the same.
Never
again.
Yeah. So, again, these allegations to me, they probably hit me harder than a lot of people, because when you know somebody personally, I spent a lot of time with Jesse. I did over the past couple of years, and there was one point at his Bond event that I went to, and it was being filmed by Anthony's crew. And it was the first time that I got to see Jesse at that event, and it was at the main table, and he was sitting there. It was right before the whole thing started. And when I sat next to him, he was talking to somebody. They turned over to me. I said, Jesse, good to see you. And he was surprised to see me. He's like, oh, good to see you. And his words were, his simple words to me were, look at how blessed I am. Isn't God good? And it hit me as so genuine. Like I have never seen him overwhelmed like that. So it was a personal moment, and I felt like I could see into his soul. Does that make any sense? Like there was so much genuine love coming out of him. So there's these personal moments that I've spent with him. And I'm going to say that's why it affects me so much.
So I watched the Waco miniseries that was on Netflix a couple of years ago. And what was most shocking about it is how normal they were.
Mm-hmm.
And how actually David Koresh, according to this documentary, which is based off a firsthand account, he ended up doing some really crazy stuff. But he actually wasn't exactly what people made him out to be. He didn't have like total control in the way people imagined him to have it. And the people were much more regular, normal folks than folks realized. And having help counsel people through churches that I would call cult-like as opposed to cult. Where when we say cult, there's two meanings to it. There's one that it's a divergence from biblical Christianity. So I'd say Mormonism's a cult. But I don't mean that they try to control your life. I just think they teach false teachings. That's what we mean that way. But there's a cult that tries to limit your relationships, connections, your natural connections to your family, et cetera, right? So when you think of like a mind-controlling, life-controlling cult, what was crazy about Waco is people were allowed to leave and stuff. It was very, they were kind of true believers. There was some level of manipulation there, but they really believed all that stuff. And what is crazy about life is that villains online are not nearly as villainous in real life as you think. And heroes online are not nearly as heroic as you think. And real life is a little more murky and muddy and complicated. I always tell people I believe even Hitler pet his cat, right? Like this idea that there's just like this pure evil human being doesn't weigh out in experience, right? In experience, you're like, so take Rolo, who I disagree with on a lot of things. Could I actually have an enjoyable conversation with them? Probably. I've talked to him on the phone once. It was all right. Barack Obama, who I'm against politically massively. Could I have a good time with him? Does he do decent things? Does he love his children? I think so. Probably. Right? What's interesting when you get into these conversations, it kind of pokes a hole into the black hats and the white hats. The only white hat's Jesus. Everyone else's hat's kind of grayish these days. And so I have no doubt that in that moment that Jesse was had a level of thankfulness going on in his heart and was thankful. And I have no doubt that he has tried to help man, but it also is possible to have an addiction, to have a dark spot in your life and have those things. They're not at odds. They actually, a lot of times when you meet these guys that are manipulators, and again, look,
to me, it feels like betrayal. I feel like,
yeah, well, I bet it does.
And that's a tough one for me. Yeah. Because I don't trust easily anybody.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, it is like, how do I say this? If I ever find out that this is real, I'm going to feel betrayed. And I don't know why I should feel like that.
Well, a man presented himself one way and he's another way.
Mm-hmm.
And a man you trust.
But again, seeing different sides of people, again, a personal connection with somebody and spending time with them is different than seeing him on a screen every day. So
Yep.
that's the issue that I have. That's kind of the issue that I have. It's personal to me. It's not, this isn't somebody I just watch on TV. Jesse spent 2.5 hours before Christmas, just chatting with us. And it was great. I mean, Primal was on. We had a great time. He spent an hour last year, and, spending time with him at the convention, basically 3 days, so, and I'm his, personal escort, / bodyguard while he's there. So I spend a lot of time with him. We've talked about a lot of things. So I think it again, to me, I don't feel betrayed yet, because I'm really trying to take a step back and look at this objectively. I would, if he ever reached out to me, I would totally talk with him, so.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna bring on somebody right now, man, and he's gonna have some great insight. And you probably know him. I'm gonna bring you on right now. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Yeah, good to see you, man. I'm glad you're on here. Awesome. Michael Foster, do you remember? I'm not going to say your name, but do you remember him from 21?
I kind of do, yeah.
Yeah. So. And welcome. I'm glad you're here, man. I'd love your take on this. I mean, you spent time with Jesse also.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I was just listening, and because I was talking to my dad, just walked in, and I just overheard that you said that you felt betrayed. You feel betrayed if he did that. My question to you is why? Why do you feel that way?
I felt that way because I've spent a lot of time with him, and I think it's just a natural reaction, because it's not something that I want to see. Like I was saying earlier, like when I saw him at Bond and I sat down at the table and Jesse, said, "Wow, hey, how are you?" He didn't expect to see me there. But what he said to me at that point in time, I had such a genuine outlook on what he was saying when he said, "Look at how blessed I am." He said, "How good is God to me? Like, how good is God? Look at there's 400 men here." I mean, to me, that was like a personal moment. And I never saw him overwhelmed. And that was the first time. And I felt it. It wasn't like it was, I just felt like his joy, I guess would be the right word.
Exactly. No, I can totally relate to that. I basically watch his live show basically every day. Like I put my time, I listen to the gym, and I watch church. I do the silent prayer like morning and at night, like he said. And what I noticed from him is that he's very honest with himself. Like he talks about his past. He said that he was basically a Democrat before, and that he had a kid out of wedlock, and still he preaches and so on. And I think that if he is a homosexual, he would have said it already, and then he wouldn't hide it. I don't see him hiding that. And what caught me by surprise was Samuel, the car wash boy.
Yeah.
Which was so strange, because when I met him, like if you see the time frame on the show, it was so quick, like how he got engaged with Jesse, and then he seemed like he wanted to be like him. Like, I don't know, he kind of fell off. And then if you see the people accusing of what he did, why are they accusing him now? Why didn't they do this way before? You know what I mean? It's like these women that come up like 20 or 30 years later and they're accusing Trump of something. That's how I see it. I don't know. It doesn't make, I don't know if it's true or not. Like I told you, where Jesse puts his, male organ is none of my business. You know what I mean? And it doesn't seem like he's after children or anything like that. It's older adults. But it seems like it doesn't make sense. It looks like he also got interviewed by the church militant before that. It kind of feels like they're trying to attack him somehow because they don't agree with the narrative. And then I see that people nowadays are attached to their imagination, right? So if there's an outcome in your imagination that doesn't come out the way you want, all of a sudden you turn on that person. So something that's awesome about Jesse, he's a witness basically, as I myself, that's how he projects himself. I've noticed, like, I can relate with him that what he's saying is spot on, basically, with everything. Like, he talks about almost everything, right? Who knows? I don't know everything, but like the silent prayer helps you get in touch with the reality of life. You don't live like in your imagination. Like, if you do it in the morning and night, it's a growing thing. And I noticed that my personal experience, like sexually, like if it's like women, you tend to see a girl, you're like, whoa, that girl's hot and something. Like now doing it, like I don't see it as a big deal. Like I see a girl and there's like a hunger inside me that it's like, you're hungry. There's a point that you want to approach her and whatnot, but you don't make it like your life anymore. You just live day by day. It's kind of like Forrest Gump. He lives day by day with kind of like life throws at you. And then that's what I've noticed from that. So if Jesse does practice the silent prayer day and night, I don't see him being a homosexual. It would be like, it wouldn't like allow, he wouldn't have that urge or need really to go that way. And then like I heard the Car Wash's boy story, and I used to talk to him like on Instagram all the time. I used to send messages back and forth. I talked to Nick.
I invited him tonight to come on.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did he show up or did he say
no,
anything?
I'm going to check and see if he even got my message, but I did invite him to come on.
When I noticed, he changed his name to Samuel the Detailer. He brought this up before, and he sent me like a message, like a link. I think I sent you that link. And then I asked him, have you seen any PDA like with another guy? And he said, no. So I don't know. And then if you see this other guy, I forgot his name. That's accusing Jesse. He's always like going to where he works, and I forgot the name of the guy, but I don't know what's up. Like he's like trying to ruin his whole church thing. So, and it seems like he contacted the church militant, and I saw that there was an interview before that, and it seems like they're attacking Jesse because they don't agree with his narrative. I don't know why.
I mean,
go ahead.
I kind of the same thing at first too. I thought, okay, you always want to think the best of somebody that you consider a friend.
Yeah.
And I thought of it as, okay, this is kind of conspiracy for monetary gain. But these are strong accusations. This isn't a joke. So I don't understand, like, if that type of conspiracy is going on, then somebody really needs to be held accountable. It just, and I don't know if you can. The problem I'm having is I don't know if you'll ever get to the bottom of it and you'll ever know the truth. And that's the problem. So when you have that gray area stuck in your head, man, it's tough. It's tough to come back out of that. I think every man can have that issue.
Yeah, exactly. What I said like before, anyone with bad intention never ends well. My dad taught me that, and it's true. I would have a wait and see attitude, like Jesse preaches, and see what happens. Maybe he's not talking much about it because of the accusations, and maybe he thinks it'll die off. I don't know, or he doesn't think that's that important to say or comment about it either. Especially if it's not true.
Yeah, Foster.
You guys
chime in on that. Primal, I know you're thinking. I can tell, man. I can see those gears are turning, man. So,
In the silent prayer, what do you do? You connect to reality, or you pray to God? Who's the prayer to?
The silent prayer, you just close your eyes and just observe what goes through like your mind, and then you see like your thoughts. Like you create like an awareness, like you see all these things coming, like let's say you have an issue like, or something that happened the day before that, or like let's say you're this place and you had a fight, what's this person thinking about me? Or you see yourself in the mirror and it's like one day you feel like, I look good, and then you look bad. you just realize, like, you start observing and you kind of disconnect yourself like a third person. You know, it's hard to explain intellectually because it's more spiritual. And you just observe those thoughts. You know, it's like a growing thing. And you kind of focus on life itself. And then during the day, you kind of notice that things come up in your head, and you see like all thoughts are lies, basically. So you do it in the morning and before going to sleep. So
it's a conditioning. It's a conditioning your mind to not battle your thoughts. You know, I don't personally do the silent prayer, but I'm constantly evaluating my inner self. And I think that that's the point. Observe and not attach to any things you're battling in your mind. People get hung up on stuff and they fight with it all day long, and they're not able to really evaluate their own heart, evaluate their own spirit. And I believe that's just the purpose of it. So most people would call it a meditation.
Yeah, it's
Just
definitely not
because-
prayer by any real definition of prayer, but I'm just curious, trying to understand.
I think it's more of I think Vigor really defined it well, because I've done it frequently, and I think it's to me it's more of a just letting go. It's like, to me it's just like peace, and I think you need that. Everybody needs that peace, and there's times when you actually, I think everybody prays differently. Most people. I think the word prayer usually. Everybody thinks of prayer. If I'm to say the word prayer, what do
Hooting
you?
and hollering.
But what are people usually? They're praying for something.
Yeah.
Okay. Prayer, to me, that's kind of the meaning of it now. You're praying for something.
Yeah, I mean, in Christianity, we have a definition, and we have a order to it. So like Christ gives us the Lord's Prayer in the Sermon on the Mount, and it roughly is. It's a template that's adoration, confession, thanksgiving, supplication. But that's what I say. Like I've told you, Tony, I just don't think this is a tangential maybe to this conversation. I just don't think Jesse's any form of Christian, like by like a biblical definition.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we just like lay down and say, what, show me how this is, and that's why I don't agree with.
Again, to me, I think Jesse is a good entry fee into Christianity. It's kind of the way I look at it. I think everybody has to find their own way, but it's like when we were talking about astrology. At least people are understanding spirituality.
Dude, I was gonna come on that stream and destroy that whole thing. You guys didn't let me. It would have been brutal. I've been funny, but it would have been
that was just a fun stream. It really was. I actually enjoyed it. It was kind of cool. It was just different.
I was hearing Caduceus, Mr. Science, talk about a lot of things. I'm like, what does this have to do with science? What is happening here? Anyway, it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, it was just fun. That was just fun. It was different. I mean, I'll just end that real quick. But
yeah.
I mean, as funny as during that stream, to where the things that she was talking about me, a lot of it was right on. And that's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird, but I'm just leaving it at that.
I got something to say about prayer.
Go ahead.
I was basically born a Catholic, and I always went to church. And when I observe people, like they kind of, especially when I saw the church militant interview and all that, and I've been to I've been trying to go to meetup groups and meet more Catholics, friends like that. But prayer for me, like I used to go to church, and I remember I used to, they have the mass, and we take the bread, and we all kneel, and then I started seeing everybody like kneeling at the same time and praying, asking for God for favors and stuff. And then I was like, man, how does God feel right now? Like everybody's after me when they need something. Now, if things are awesome or going well, I'm totally I disappear. They don't think about me. People just come up to me when things are bad. So I was like, man, I don't want to do that. I can't relate with that. So whenever I prayed, if I said something, I would just say, you know what? Thank you, God. Thank you for what I have. And I don't think prayer is, I believe more in helping others and watching for, yourself, living in the present. I think prayer is more like actual prayer will be like, other than the silent prayer, of course. Instead of like saying prayers, I would help people, and appreciate God that way, because God gave us eyes, a nose, a mouth, ears. We have all the tools available to do what's right. Then it's funny that things mess up because we listen to our imagination instead of living real life. That's what the silent prayer does. And then we go to God and like, hey, God, can you help me? But he's like, you have hands, eyes, mouth, and so on. And then when I also observe like church, people pray like in the Catholic Church, like the same prayers, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Something that's good about prayer brings you back to the present. Like when you say a prayer, you kind of focus you back, like, out of your thoughts. So when you do meditation, some people do like mantras, for example. So there's like the rosary, for example, it could be a mantra. But it's good to have nothing in your head and then just observe those thoughts, like coming in and out, and just observe and just let it be, let it go. And then you, like Tony said, you find that perfect peace, which I do believe, which I do have. Like I don't have anger. And Jesse says, like, forgive your mom, forgive your dad. And you can face your mom. You can face anything in real life. And I used to do that when I was a kid. And that's the key, one of the key ingredients that helped me in life. And I watched this show because I relate to him. And I'm not a follower. I just relate with Jesse. And
let's talk about anger real quick. I think a lot of times anger is confused for passion, there's a lot of different emotions that I think anger can be confused with. To me, anger and rage are two different things. Rage is when you totally lost control. Anger, being passionate and talking about something is not anger. Anger is, to me, is hatred. Anger is hatred. It's hatred for yourself. It's hatred for another person. It's hatred for your situation. That's what anger is to me. Passion and being passionate about something and talking about something is not the same thing as anger. So I think a lot of people confuse anger with different emotions that you can have. So I don't know what you guys think about that.
I just want to say one thing on that prayer segment really quick. I don't mean to revert back, but in a way I am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Paul said, pray. We'll go to the Bible. Paul says, pray without ceasing. Does that mean you repeat phrases? What does that really mean? What was Paul implying? Also, Christ said, don't pray with vain repetitions, like the Pharisees and the Sadducees do, standing in the synagogues and making themselves known in prayer and things like that. So there's got to be something more than just an outward prayer. So then what? What's prayer? It opens up a whole new reality of prayer. And I love that. I love the fact, to me, I agree that prayer is a form of inward examination. And I also love the Lord's Prayer too. I think there's a time and a place to outwardly go into your closet, and what Foster had just broke down, I think, the 4 segments of the Lord's Prayer. But prayer to me is much more than that. It is a form of inward observance. And a lot of people, I think, that goes over people's heads a lot of times.
Well, Gonzo says all the emotions are from the same source. No, I'll disagree with you, Gonzo, because emotions like happiness and joy, things like that, that's a bad. I mean, give me a break. I understand that, I know anger is not a good thing. I agree with that 100%. But no, I mean, you have to have, so joy is an emotion. Well, you can't have joy, you can't have happiness.
I guess this comes all back to by what standard. What are our standards? When we say to me, I feel this way and I think this way. You have to ask ultimately, like, what is your standard? Is it to every man's way is right to himself, or is there some objective standard that we all have to submit to? right? And that's the ultimate question. And that's the only way you can have when it's a series of opinions. What can you can just say, well, that's your opinion, right? So you can't. But if it's a question of ultimate truth, you know, God's revealed himself both through nature and through his divine word, and that would be the ultimate standard that we judge things by, and say what says the scripture about this? What has God revealed through scripture? And then you say, well, I don't believe scripture. And I say, okay, so what is your authority? Like, what authority do you submit to? And why should I care about what you have to say? Like, is the authority that you submit to, is it binding on me, or is it just you? So you have to ask if we're going to devolve down into moral relativism. If we say, well, what prayer is to me, like, okay, that's interesting. When we say what prayer is, or only what prayer is to me. If we only say what prayer is to me, we're relativists, ultimately. And so that's the larger question at play in all these things. And it can be hard to move conversations forward if you don't have like agreed upon standard or working towards it. You know what I mean? And so I think that's kind of that's the question. So for me, I'm a Protestant. We believe in sola scriptura. So we say scriptures are not our only authority, but our final and highest authority. So everything's got to be read through scripture. So I would go to scripture and look and say, what does scripture say about prayer? God is a father. He's not inconvenienced by our requests. He's all-knowing, all-powerful, a being that is beyond time. And so he doesn't mind us making requests. Now, if we're only going to God for requests and not for worship, not for adoration, not for thanksgiving, all that, that would demonstrate that we see God as a vending machine in the sky, and we access him, we hit, the button by prayer. And so I'd agree with Vigor that would be a wrong attitude to have towards God. And that would demonstrate that you don't actually honor God. But that's kind of the larger question in conversations like this. Like, I don't know how much ground I can make, because I had to say, here's what the Bible says about prayer. And that's what I believe. And then we could argue about that, but I don't think prayer is looking inside. I don't at all.
Here we go. So, if this is, dude, like Gonzo, you're saying that it's like you're just reciting Jesse, man, like 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness, which is lack of emotion. You're using a word, emotion. Michael Foster, did you have any emotion when your daughter died?
Emotions, affections is what we call them in Christian theology, are from God, and they're good. God is an angry God, a jealous God, or a wrathful God. That's how he reveals himself. And there's a difference between being stoic, which is an outward appearance of keeping your cool in a time, which is my job to do as a father. When my daughter died, it hurt real bad, but my family counted on me to lead them through that. So I had to discipline my emotions to get us through that. But I did not erase my emotions. I didn't deny them. I disciplined them so I could be there. So if you don't have emotion, like I think a generation that's had their brains broken by porn, had their brains broken by growing up in a broken, fatherless, twisted society, is not going to understand what it's like to have healthy emotion. It doesn't surprise me that people have issues about emotions. Emotions are good. They just need to be disciplined and aimed.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we understand, in the manosphere, women are emotional, men are logical. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've noticed is that most of the guys who say that are the most emotional people. I like to believe that we have emotions, but we know how to control them. You're not going to say that you aren't happy and have joy when you have a newborn child or something good happens in your life. So you're just supposed to be dull and boring. No, that's not the way life works. I think that, like I've said this before on my show, women are emotional. That's one of the reasons why we love them, because they are emotional. That's a great part of a woman is their emotions. We like to see those. An emotionless woman, is a man as far as I'm concerned. But You
And
know,
I
also,
mean,
there's a difference between masculine and feminine manifestations of emotion,
absolutely.
right? Like women, people say women aren't logical. There is a logic to how women do things, and once you understand it, that's kind of the basis of game. Ultimately, is that there is a logic to what women are doing. Women communicate in a different way, and there's a logic to it, right? But you have to understand the goal they're trying to achieve. And so I think like use as a truism, saying men are logical, women are emotional. There's like a base level truth there that's helpful. But the reality is, both men and women have a logic and have emotions, and there's this masculine and feminine manifestations of it. And guys need to. We're powerful creatures. God's made us strong, and so if we get angry, like uh, this girl, I ran a marathon with her and her dad, and she asked like, well, what's some tangible difference between men? And I said, well, hit me as hard as you can in my face, just as hard as you can, then I'll hit you as hard as I can. And she was like, no. And I was like, yeah, because I'd kill you. I could potentially kill you, right? Like I'm that much stronger than you, right? And so that's why as men we're powerful, and boys that are taught to suppress, taught that to give way to their emotions, become school shooters. Like it's opposite. Boys need to be taught not to cry. It's bad because we have to learn to control our emotions. Because if we get bullied on, you can't go around shooting people, right? Like that's not a proper emotional response. And teaching boys to give way to their emotions leads to weakness. Where what we need is to teach, like, yeah, it's fine to be angry. You just got to channel it. It's fine to be sad. You got to manage it. And so I think guys that won't give into their emotions are probably like swinging from one ditch to another. They probably were controlled by their emotions. They don't like it. So now they don't know how to discipline it. So they're just going to suppress them because it's easier to suppress them.
Yeah. To me, like if you disagree with somebody, they're going to say that you're angry. And I've dealt with this recently. Oh, because I disagree with you, you're angry. And it's like, no, I disagree with you. It's not that I'm angry. It's that I disagree with you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like somebody saying, that's negative. But a lot of times when people say that, it's just the truth. You're being negative. No, you're just avoiding the truth, is what I say. So
I'm basically, I'm not emotional. I've always been like that since I was a kid. I'm like neutral for the most part. I do laugh, or like if I get hurt, ow. But I have noticed that I have no control over my emotions, right? So that's the good thing about, for example, a silent player. You're just aware of your emotions, and you realize that in life, nothing's a big deal. And when I was a kid, I used to look up at the sky and I'm like, look at all those stars, like so many galaxies. That's one way to look at it. Like there's no problems. There's always a solution. And I've always seen that, things, you can't, and even if you plan something, it goes another way. So it's like, I just deal with everything with the same joy. For example, like if something bad happens, it could be something that leads me to something that's right for me in my life. So I just have this wait and see attitude to see what happens. But why would I get something or mad or worried or sad or extremely happy, like, woo, if I don't know what's going to happen in the future? Or if it happened now, it would have happened eventually. I have no control. So why would I dwell on that? So that's why I don't get angry or upset or think about it and all that mambo thing. And then that's something that the silent prayer has helped me make stronger, which I had since I was a kid, because I had no anger. It's like for example, there's this thing called the bullying thing going on. Everyone has been teased in high school, and I just didn't make a big deal. I made fun of myself, and I don't see there's no reason really to get angry, especially when you do what's right in life. Because I noticed that when you do what's right, which I call positive action prayer before doing the silent prayer, when I enter that phase, I noticed when I did things right, things always worked out at the end. It came to a point when somebody hurt me, their life was just destroyed. I never had, took revenge or anything. I just laid back, and then God just placed everything for me. And as long as you're aware of what's going, and you're living in the present moment, that's when your life is going to kick in and be awesome. And that's something that I relate, going back with Jesse Lee, with his teachings and so on. And I've seen how so many people he's helped out. And it's so sad that if it's not true, and they're attacking him this way, it's just going to backlash so bad. And that's why I have that wait and see attitude. I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying, and same thing with the prayer. Like, I just don't, I don't see, he talks about ego, Jesse, and all that. I don't, there's no me. I'm not that important per se that for people to attack me or, I don't care, like that's how I live my life. I'm just like I'm just walking around and I'm in whatever God wants me to do, I'll do it, and it's awesome. Like my life has been way better since I've been basically like doing the silent prayer and living that way. Nothing's a big deal. And it's amazing. I'm not attached to anything. It's just great. I don't have anger. So I don't understand why would they, if they are attacking him, why are they doing that? They're just hurting themselves. And that applies with everything else in life.
It didn't sound like an attack to me. It didn't sound like an attack to me. Like the guy at the end, the guy you talked about that was like confronting him at his that was more of an attack. The early guys, I would say they sound more like shocked, bothered by the duplicity, right? Where the guy at the end kind of weakened the expose, I would say, because he seemed like he had more of an agenda.
Exactly.
But the guys that preceded them, their agenda, the lack of agenda, honestly, is what strengthens the validity of their. You're like, why are these guys telling this story? And people say there's money. Like, look, I know Jesse Lee is a big deal to some people, but he's not that big of a deal.
No, he's not.
Like actual money being involved.
Yeah.
So I think like, 15 minutes of fame, maybe. People are crazy. People do crazy things for 15 minutes of fame. So I'm not saying that's an impossibility, but I think the fact that there was not much of an agenda, the fact how mundane it was, as you listen to it, if you're a discerning person that has to make judgments in a business situation or any sort of leadership position, and you look at that, you think, okay, that actually is concerning, and that has the smell of truth to it. If it was a bunch of guys like that guy at the end, I'd thought like, I don't know, whatever. I would have told, and I don't have much of a dog in this fight, other than I've stood on a stage with the guy and shook his hands once. I don't even care really. But I just hopped on here because Tony did something and I like Tony. But I do think the early guys, I didn't feel much like an attack, as closer to men feeling betrayed is how I would describe those early witnesses, I think.
And the guy that was attacking him, maybe he was blown off by Jesse, and he's pissed. Like, this guy, then maybe he is, homosexual.
And he sees an opportunity to pile on with these other guys, right? Like, absolutely, things like that happen all the time, and that's a definite possibility. Where anytime there's a couple of accusers, someone else jumps on and they're a false accuser, and it muddies the whole water. But I don't know, like I'm just saying, as an outside party, when I look at these things and I think of how human beings work, it sounds, those first few guys, I thought like, well, this is something that if it's not true, your legal team should probably get on top of it pretty quick,
Yeah. And I noticed like if homosexuals, to reach that level, you have no limits. You cross to a darker side, and you're capable of things, and you're living in your imagination. basically. And you go through that in your head, and then you go and you're capable of, they're more aggressive when they want somebody, like for example, you blow off a girl and sometimes they're aggressive. Imagine a homosexual guy, they're more like, they're emotional, and it's stronger. And then, so that guy seems like he's on, like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, you said earlier, like, it's none of your responsibility where Jesse puts his penis.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's what, like, I don't know, is anything that Jesse does your responsibility? So that's kind of neither here nor there. Like, the ultimate issue is a guy that calls out homosexual behavior as a perversion, which it is. If he's engaged in that while he's doing that, that is not only being a hypocrite, but if that person talks about like having this state of emotional control and clearly isn't controlled, doesn't have the control of those feelings, it does. What it says is that the man is at odds with his message. Does that make the message not true? No, that would be an ad hominem fallacy, but it would still warrant a revisitation of some of the claims, I would think. And so I think it ends up being, if it is true, it is a significant claim, and it would be a do as I say, not as I do at the very least sort of situation, if not something more significant than that.
Yeah, basically, if it's true, then Jesse's not walking his talk. You know what I mean? And it's going to be exposed, and then it goes back to what I mentioned with my dad taught me: people with bad intentions never end well. So maybe this is their turnaround. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah. I tried to dissect. I mean, the main thing I tried to dissect was Samuel's, we'll say, deposition. And I think about like a heterosexual male sitting there in his silent prayer, and somebody pulling down his pants and not reacting to that. To me, that's kind of odd. Like, can somebody have a traumatic experience when they're that young where they don't react to that? I don't think so.
People freeze in weird ways. I don't know. That one did strike me as strange as well. I was like, yeah, that's kind of a strange claim.
And that's right there. That's what threw me off a bit. I'm like, wait, no, that I don't think anybody would do that unless you're a homosexual yourself. You're not going to just say, okay, wow, I'm going to be sitting here praying a guy's going to pull my pants down. He's going to give me a blowjob. It's like, you got to be kidding me, right?
There are a lot of effeminate males in the manosphere, though. A lot of guys that are struggling with homosexuality in the manosphere that I've met. I feel like guys that are trying to figure out what does it mean to be a man. I wouldn't, the guys are looking for male affection, and that's a corrupted version of it.
Yeah. I mean, it really is, but I guess.
And I noticed like people that victimize themselves are the most dangerous. Like, oh, I was abused when I was a kid. I'm like, stuff like that, or they try to create a sob story so you feel sorry for them. I don't buy it.
To me, that was like I felt like he was trying to build a story around it. Like you said, he's trying to put what happened in context. And I'm not going to discredit Samuel. I'm not going to do that.
Right,
but I'm not going to discredit Jesse either. So I have to have, if I don't have the wait and see attitude right now, then I'm just as bad as everybody else. But I have to do that. But I also have to look at, again, to me, when I said that earlier, because when you know somebody, it's like a personal betrayal. It felt personal to me. And I didn't like that.
Guys, I appreciate being part of the conversation. Nice to re-meet you, Vigor.
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to see you guys. Yeah.
And take care.
Thanks. I appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
Thanks,
God bless, guys. Take care.
Thank you. Yeah. So, but yeah, to me, it's like I said, it felt personal, and I didn't like that. And say, oh well, whatever. You don't have any. When you have a friend or you meet people, yeah, it's personal. and it does affect you, whether you call it emotional, feelings, whatever. It is what it is. And if you didn't have any type of emotion for that person or for the situation, it's not real. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what anybody says.
When you have a
I
person-
disagree
Go ahead.
fully, TB. Fully disagree with that.
Dude, I know you were going to, but that's bullshit, bro. What you're doing is you're trying to say that you don't have any feelings or any type of. The difference is what I'm saying is I've controlled those, even though
What I'm saying is your emotions towards an individual does not validate whether it's real or a fake relationship. People get hung up on the feelings about
I
that.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I never fucking said that. Not one bit. I'm telling you
What you said was you know it's real, but how you feel.
And I said that. I don't like saying feelings. I prefer to say how I think or whatever. I understand all these fucking words. God knows if you say feelings or emotions, people will jump in your shit. But dude, that's the reality. When you meet somebody and you actually know somebody, it's different than watching somebody on a screen. And yeah, you can feel betrayed. You can feel a lot of things, regardless of it's good, bad, indifferent. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm telling you what happened with me, regardless of is it masculine or are you not holy? That's a bunch of bullshit, dude. And that's the reality of it. You know,
there's two things that I recommend. You do what you want. One thing, if it's personal, I would talk to Jesse himself. Give him a call. Call him not during the show, but after, on the office.
I plan on it. I do, but
and tell him how you feel.
Right, absolutely.
And then number two, you're observing yourself that you have these feelings. That's something good.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what.
And then you learn who you are by observing.
If I felt nothing.
But don't judge yourself.
I'm just a robot. No, I'm not judging myself. I think there's certain things like I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself. You get these areas where I'm disappointed in myself and you can get disappointed by believing in any man you can be disappointed by. And I agree. You shouldn't put your faith in another man. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And so that's where I fail.
Mm-hmm. So if you notice that, then that's something that you have to work with yourself and observe,
absolutely.
and then let God.
I'll take a bunch of shit for it because, well, you're not a Christian. You're not a man if you felt this way. I say, go fuck yourself. How's that? I mean, really, go fuck yourself. And you can say what you want, but I live a little more transparent than a lot of people do.
Yeah.
If you're to fucking say something, people will jump in your shit. And that's fine. If you want to jump in my shit, go for it. But I'll also tell you exactly what I'm seeing about you. If you want to tell me what you see about me, then come at me and I will tell you what I see about you. I have no issue with it. But I understand there's the key words, emotions, feelings, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? That's, it's that point is almost, to me, it's almost like cult-like, where men are not emotional. No, we have emotions. We control those emotions. We delay those emotions. It's just like, say you were in battle and your fucking friend right next to you gets shot and killed. Well, you don't have time to hug him and hold him. You got to hold the line. You'll delay that for a time when it's necessary, when it's time to grieve. So when people talk about that, I get a little passionate. Oh, somebody's going to say, oh, you're angry now. No, go fuck yourself too. I'm telling you what's on my mind, So
yeah, pain is totally normal. Let's say that scenario, your friend died. You're focused on the present. You don't have that emotional side to it because you're focused on the battle. So that's kind of how the silent prayer works. So when you feel that pain, you close your eyes and you let God take care of it. Basically, you don't do anything about it because you can't control that emotion. But as men, there's no need. There's why are you gonna scream or talk about your problems to other people if they can't solve that inner problem that you have? Only God can do that. So that's when the silent prayer comes in. So you close your eyes and you observe yourself and your thoughts, and God will take care of it. And once you realize that, everything else will be taken for you. So let's say like the economy right now, everything's tanking, but I'm not worried about it. There's going to be opportunities and so on.
Yeah, there isn't
So-
a whole lot that I worry about.
Yeah, I don't
There
worry
isn't
at all, man.
A
Like,
whole lot that I worry about anything in my life. I
Yeah.
think I have a great life.
and for example, this is how I see it. If your friend died in battle, you think your friend, if he's your true friend, he wants you to be crying over him? No, he'd be like, dude, you're alive. Go have fun in my name instead of like crying on the corner.
Mhm.
You know, that's how I see life. Like if I die and I don't want you crying about this. I'm not that important. Just I was there during that person. Dude, that guy was there. That was awesome. You know, maybe you'll think about it for a second. You might have a little tear, but don't make it a big deal. Just, you know, it's like, yeah, dude, I had so much fun that time. Yeah, you know,
Don't fucking troll me, dude. I know too much about you, so just don't fucking troll me. And don't use your stupid little fucking
oh
words.
my God.
You're literally like a fucking woman. I swear to God, dude. Tony
God
doesn't
says-
believe he can be free of emotions. Dude, I can go back to streams where you were an emotional bitch. So fucking please back off. If you want to jump in my shit, come on the stream and I'll fucking destroy you right now. If that's what you want to do, I'm okay with it. Don't act like a fucking bitch. It gets tiresome. You're a young fucking kid. Get over yourself. God.
So what I think is people, when they have these emotions, they identify and they say, well, I'm triggered by this. So it must be because that's who I am. It's because they sort of shape their identity around what makes them feel certain things. And so you create your identity by what makes you feel things. Where I think existence goes further than how life makes us feel or what people say makes us feel. So sure, I mean, I'm not denying that something will make you feel something, but the issue comes in when you say, well, this is who I am because that's how that made me feel. That's where you get the whole phrase, like you wear your feelings on your sleeve kind of thing. But it's a profound thing to really smoke on. So
Yeah, no, dude. I mean, it's just like, we have this whole thing of what's masculine and what's not, what's macho, what's not, what's godly, what's not. And there's not always fine lines in between that. When you try to define that fine line, you look like an idiot. You really do. You look like an idiot. And if you want to look like an idiot, I don't care. I really don't care. I try to have like normal conversations with people and talk about things. And if you expose anything about yourself, people like to jump in your shit. But I can expose a lot of shit about people, but I don't. And I keep it like that, and that's fine. So when somebody, there's a difference between speaking with emotion and speaking from the heart. There's different things. I'd said like we had a discussion about people trying to help people. These discussions, I think, help people. And that's important. If you can't have these discussions to help people, then what's the point? Why do people want to come on YouTube and just listen to themselves talk? Fuck no. There's, you know what I mean? There's way more important things to do than for me to sit here and listen to myself fucking talk, So.
Absolutely. I think conversations are very important. That's how you fellowship basically. And it's really, I find it almost impossible these days sometimes to have conversations with people outside, especially when they're living in their imagination and they have a group mentality. Nowadays, people are not themselves. They don't think for themselves. They just follow a system and they just want to belong. So they're afraid to be different. You see it on music, you see it on TV, you see it everywhere. Like a lot of minions, basically. So that's something that I've been aware of, and so when that's what I said. Like people are living in their imagination and they're attached to an outcome. If that outcome is not what they want, they'll turn on you. And that's because they have anger inside. So if you get rid of that anger, you can see clearly, what's going on in life, and you'll appreciate the fellowship, the communication, when what's going on, in the world. And you'll realize that things aren't a big deal either. So you won't overreact. And I've also noticed that people are after satisfaction. They're not. You can have amazing people next to you. They won't appreciate it. You can have God basically next to you, and or Jesus Christ, and they won't care. They'll rather be stuck on their iPads, go smoke weed, get drunk, because they have an inner emptiness, because they're yearning, like Jesse Lee, for their father, for perfect peace. But they're trying to drown. They're trying to drown reality. They don't want to face it because they think their imagination is real.
Primal Man, what's the Bible verse? If you have a stick in your eye, what's that Bible verse again? Remember what it says?
Yeah, take the mote out of your own eye before you try to take it out of your brother's eye.
Yeah, and that's what I find out about a lot of Christian people, that it's Gonzo said, hey, don't get into threats, man. It's not personal. I do take things personal. Yes, I do. Yeah, there's certain things I do take personal.
But it's good. It's good to handle it without anger, because and if they're attacking you and you notice it's to your being here on Earth, in some sense, it might be considered personal. When you don't have anger. Yeah,
there's a lot of things going on right now with a lot of different friends of mine, like I said, I consider, like Primal and Gonzo, I literally told them yesterday, I love you guys like brothers. And that's a fact. I do. I love these guys like brothers, literally like brothers. And to me, that's not something that I give freely to say that. It's not something I say to somebody. It's not something I just say. So if I say that to you, I mean it. Mm-hmm. And when I say you're my brother, that means I will stand by you. I will fucking die for you. But that's the way I am, and that's, and to me, I don't look for reciprocation. That's not something I look for, but I don't give that freely. You have to earn that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it comes out of respect for each other. So if I can have a disagreement or a discourse with somebody that might not be pleasant, has nothing to do with anger, has mostly to do with love, not with anger.
Gotcha. I see that if people are living their imagination, those relationships will not be real. And if you don't have anger, then you will be able to see if that person is actually the friend, that they are, and they will be. I've noticed that most people really, don't care deep down inside, and there's no real friends in this world. That's what I've noticed, because they're basically living their imagination. And if you do something that doesn't agree or you don't agree with, they'll just turn your back on you like that. Mm-hmm. So that's what I've noticed and lived by, basically. And I do, if I help people out, I don't expect anything in return. And it's just God working through me, That's how I see it.
Yeah, I just, I think people will confuse, again, like I said earlier, passion and the way you can people express themselves in different ways. Mm-hmm. Don't mistake passion for anger. Passion, if you don't have any passion for something, like everybody has a passion in life. My passion has been carpentry and working with my hands, but I love what I do. This is a little bit of a passion, is being able to have conversations, and I enjoy this. It's not something that I like. I don't make money off this, maybe a little bit, tiny bit. Mm-hmm. It's nothing worth sitting here for hours, but I want friends and people and, men, women, whoever that listen to this to understand that we're having just real honest conversations. And the biggest issue is that, if you come on something like this and you really can't be honest, it's just it's not. I think I'm gonna say is I don't know who this is. Somebody's backstage here. Hang on one second. Let me put a
Put your PP blocker on.
Yeah.
Hello,
Who this?
it's me, man. Lob.
Hey, Lop. How's it going, bro?
Well, I just saw that every one of my comments got deleted. I don't understand. I think it was.
That's not me. Or
I know it wasn't you. I was
Maybe
talking to somebody else, and they
one of my
say, yeah, I think it was one of your mods. So, but I was saying anything bad. Like, what the hell is
Let me
going
go
on?
back here.
I was just having like a conversation with Gonzo in the chat, and I don't see it as if I said anything like offensive.
You're unhid. Maybe it was a mistake. It might have been a mistake because there's been a lot of trolls down there. So
Yeah, but
you're
I mean,
good. You're good.
yeah, it was. I didn't say anything like that.
I love
Like,
that. Stop banning me.
I will change it because I know it was.
I like it. It's funny.
I know it might have been Gonzo or Uncle Gans, but yeah.
I don't know who it was, but I just unhid you from the channel. So it might have been a mistake, man, because there's been some trolls. So
Yeah, maybe.
that's kind of funny. Yeah. Don't get emotional.
No, but Gonzo is so false in this. Like, how can he say like attain perfect peace and then be like, but you have to lack emotions when joy and happiness are emotions, right? So I mean, it doesn't make any sense what he's saying.
Well, it's to me, it's like, yeah, I think that we get caught in that word. I think it comes down to a semantics thing, like the word emotions, again, in a masculine frame. Oh, don't be emotional. I get that. But like the comparison that I made earlier about like if your friend gets shot next to you and you're in war, you got to keep pushing forward. Yeah, you're going to be emotional after that battle is done. You probably won't be able to hold him back. You'll see your friend there with half his head blown off. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Tell guys in a war situation or somebody who's been in battle not to be emotional. I'm going to say that's a tough one. That's going to be a difficult one. So, anyways, that's just
ask Uncle Guns that one.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, because he's the one who, whatever. We kind of on the last podcast, I think it was on Primal Man's channel. We kind of got into argument, and he kept telling me to shut up, whatever. Like, so I think he's kind of mad at me for some reason, but it's fine.
Who, me?
No, Uncle Guns. I think he's the one who was deleting my messages there because he's a mod here. But it's fine. I mean, like, whatever.
Well, I'm going to make you a mod so you can block them. How's that?
Well, no, that I don't. I don't like to block people.
I'm just kidding, man.
Right.
I'll still make you mod, just out of pure principle.
Well, if you have a mod, then you cannot block other mods, which I was anyways. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. So, but let me see who all is in the chat, man. It's been a while since I looked at it. Of course.
Oh,
Tuesday,
Mike is here too.
Yeah, Tuesday, always good to see you. English with Mr. Finn. Yeah, Mr. Finn, dude, it's great to see you, bro. We always love having you on the panel. If you feel like jumping on, that'd be great. We got Grim, where the rabbit hole ends. He's going at Gonzo.
Oh, you call him Grim,
guys. So Peg Bell, of course, good to see you. Celine, good to see you. I didn't mention you earlier. Gonzo, always good to see you, man. It's all right to have these little bit heated conversations. I'm going to bring on
Primal Man calls it fight night.
Well, hello, why you banned me, bro?
Sunday night fight night.
Hello, who banned me? Was it Uncle Guns? I know it was somebody.
It was Uncle Guns. I have a proof, motherfucker.
Is there anything you want to get off your chest tonight, Mike?
Oh, I always got something on my chest, bro.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Which one do you want first?
You let us have it, man. Primal sitting there with his arms folded. He's ready.
Ready to smack you down, bro.
I would like to start off with a question.
Absolutely.
Have y'all guys seen the documentary Amazing Disgrace by any chance?
We've been talking about it for
Good,
2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours?
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't get the notifications on your joint, bro. I always see it when they started talking about the show in Discord. I didn't
Bro,
see
I
the
posted
notification.
I don't. You know what? I
I
actually
actually posted it in your Discord, though.
Yeah, I
I
forgot.
know.
To post it. I forgot to post
No,
it.
I'm just saying I didn't get the YouTube joint. I was on YouTube, and then when I went to Discord, I seen that it was on.
Yeah, I don't know who put it in Discord. I know who didn't.
I did.
Yeah.
The YouTube notifications is on some shit.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to get monetized for a year and a half. They obviously don't like me. So.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't get all notifications.
Tony, yo, if you want to get monetized real quick, bro, because I'm not really into that kind of thing, but if that's your thing, bro, Twitch, I've seen people get monetized in like a week and barely even do it, and they do
To me, it's not the monetization. It's the it's like I earned it. My channel gets, I don't know, 15, 20,000 views a month. And
it's like becoming a real boy.
It's just, in other words, I earned it. Like, give it to me.
I feel you, bro.
That's all it's about.
I
could care less.
You've been working on it, and now you want it.
Monetization, it's just me against Susan right now.
I feel you, bro. Yeah, they don't like people that put out truth, so that's probably why you're at a disadvantage.
Woody Johnson, there it is. Sorry, my phone was in my pocket. I think my account accidentally blocked Lop. There you go. Well,
that's a good cop out.
Yeah. No, Woody's cool. So,
Yeah, he's based.
That's cool. Yeah. But yeah, so it is Get It Off Your Chest Sunday night. So Mike, you got anything you want to get off your chest? This is Slash.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I didn't know that was being talked about a lot tonight, but I just wanted to say that I kind of smelt it, bro. You know what I mean? I smelt some funny business.
Yeah.
He who smelt it.
I smelt it, bro. It was like there's something ain't right about this man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's the I've seen all the documentaries before. I have, and again, knowing somebody personally is different. So again, it hit me a bit different. I know Vigor. He knows Jesse personally. We'll say some of the people that we spent time with. So it is going to hit you a little bit different. And the kind of the thing that affected me the most was Samuel, because I do know Samuel also.
Yeah.
And I've communicated with him up until the end of January. And I did invite him to come on tonight. So
cool. Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I just, I knew there was something not right.
I'm not the guy that believes everything he sees on the internet. I mean, if that's the case, I do like to see, like I was saying in somebody private, I would love to see. I mean, to me, there has to be, whether it's a video recording, whether it's a email, a text message, something like that, there has to be some sort of paper trail in this kind of world. There has to be something, a fucking love letter. I mean, give me a break. I
don't know. Dude's eyeballs is just kind of real shifty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just ain't really like. Yeah, I mean, there's some people that I've been around a lot of really shady people. You know what I'm saying? And when you see somebody and they're not really like looking at you, they're looking like through you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're always plotting some shit, and it was just kind of like that level of like awareness. You know what I mean? Like I have pretty decent read on people. You know what I'm saying?
You have like psychic read on people.
It's not psychic. It's just that when you put yourself in a lot of situations, right? Like for example, bro, I was young. I was dealing drugs, right? You have to fucking understand like how people operate, or you're gonna get clapped. You get what I'm saying? So you build a certain awareness. You know what I mean? You could smell. Shadiness.
I get that, and I mean, I've had conversations with somebody saying that I've lived. It'll be 6 decades on this earth, so I've lived a little. I've seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I consider my my gaydar pretty friggin' good too, and I just
I never really pinned him as gay. I'm gonna be honest. I pinned him as a psychopath. You feel me? So like a complete psychopath. So that was really the what I was geared. I mean, I just found out about the gay thing. I never really pinned him as gay. You know what I'm saying? But I knew there was something wrong. Like there was a disconnect with reality.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's okay at this point for you to make a judgment call or no? Until some further proof?
I don't think I judged him. I'm just telling you how I felt about him, you know?
But what I'm saying is, do you think it's okay for people, we'll say people in general, to make a judgment call right now or not? And I'm curious on every panel what they think.
I've been following the situation, you know what I'm saying? And the documentary was like, this just came out, I guess, kind of recently, but I've been following the one dude that's been basically, just popping up on JLP, right? Just hopping, I don't know.
That creeps me out though in a big way, man. The guy's.
I'll give him this, right? The guy looks like a meth head, right? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? He makes a really good point that JLP won't address nothing he's saying. Nothing.
Yeah. I think what happens is, though, Mike, I think once you're like a major public figure, you got to be careful what you say, because everything you say can and will be held against you. I mean, you have to look at it like
court of law.
I mean, he could say, I didn't do that. Like, you're crazy. You like, if somebody ran up to you on the street.
Any type of reaction sometimes is not recommended. I don't
know. He just seems like he's running away from the situation and don't want to answer.
There's a point though. Like let's say, I mean, we're going to take the other side. It's not true. So imagine somebody coming up to say, and to you, Mike, and keep making videos about you and saying you're a pole smoker and blah blah blah. You smoked my pole, and nobody else can tell me different. I mean, how would you handle it? Now, considering
I played the devil's advocate.
Yeah. So,
have you seen the guy's YouTube? He has a Sergeant Francis. That's
yes,
his name.
We follow him for like a year now, and he's been consistent with his videos about Jesse.
If a dude was running up on me, bro,
and those things like what he has, those what you think is like a meth. He looks like a meth addict or whatever. He got into many fights in the 90s. He's an older guy. You watch you can see him. You can see him bleeding from his head.
No, listen, bro. That boy's on crank. All right, listen.
But like, I'm saying those, those scabs.
Look, the dude's mad skinny. He's all scabby, and his eyeballs is bugged the fuck out. He's on crank.
That didn't have to be from drugs,
bro. He's on crank.
You should check out his last video. It says Jesse Lee Peterson and the Trojan horse style booby trap, amazing disgrace. So it kind of is. That's what threw me off, especially with Samuel. It's like a Trojan horse. Was that implemented, to trap? And like Tony said, where are the text messages? Where's the evidence? Where's the paper trail? Like, if I were to release an accusation like that, I would bring it full on with like paper trails and video. There's nothing.
There's nothing secret nowadays. There really isn't. There is a paper trail, and that's why I always say, like, when you talk to another man if you're going to talk about another man, make sure it's the same exact thing you would say to his face. You follow what I'm saying? And I think that's a masculine thing to do. Anything I would say now, if it's a private conversation, I still think that you shouldn't talk bad about somebody.
Right.
Even in a private conversation, the thing you would say to somebody in private should be the exact same thing you would say to the person you're talking about in person. And I think that's a good rule to have.
Well, you guys are in contact with him. Did you guys ask him?
I haven't yet, and eventually I think
I mean You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I would ask him anything like that. I would.
I mean, if that's your boy, right? If there was a thing on Primal Man,
the only way I would
I'd be like, "Yo, Primal Man, is that shit true, dog?" Like,
I mean, I've got Jesse's phone, personal phone number, in my phone, like, so it's not like I haven't communicated with him. But the only type of communication I think I would send to anybody in a situation like that is basically if you need to talk to somebody, I'm there for you, and that's it.
yo, let me get his number. I'll call him and ask him, bro.
I forgot that you, Tony, you have seen him in person, and Viger also.
Yeah.
You both in person. Okay. Yeah, I just thought only one of you.
Yeah. So, but like I said, I've always said this here on my channel is that I really don't give advice. I like to give support. So to me, support can be given in different ways. Support would be say, hey, bro, if you need to talk, I'm here for you. To me, that's the best support you can give anybody. It really is. Think about it. That's such an easy thing to say.
There was someone else that a hit piece came out on before the JLP one. I think
Which one? Which one?
I think it was the
R.
one
Kelly?
on. No, it was someone that it was. I think it was MD. Was it MD? Lop, did you see that one?
What? MD?
No.
I talked to MD this morning for about an hour and a half, man. We had a great conversation.
No, there was someone that tried to throw dirt on him or some shit.
That's all over the place, man. I've had videos made about me too. So I usually just drop in the video and just say, hey, thanks for the shout out. That's it.
Is that what people do now? They just make hit pieces on people?
Yeah.
Hey, let me propose something. Imagine Jesse planned all of this, right? And he got these guys to go on there, create this documentary, to make these accusations about him, just to see who's gonna bagel out.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're really stretching it there, Primal, but I get that.
It was a pretty gross documentary, bro.
Exactly. He's gonna say, "What the? Believe no thoughts. All thoughts are lies. Know thyself."
Just wait until Thursday Night Reality Check. I have an expose. It's called.
I think that Gonzo says is from Jesse's mouth, basically.
He's gonna say, "Why y'all worried about me? Beta homosexuals."
What?
Just so you guys know, Thursday, come back for Thursday Night Reality Check. It's going to be called Primal Man Exposed.
Can't wait.
Primal Man Exposed. Gonzo Exposed.
We're gonna do a Gonzo exposed hit piece.
Yeah.
Jesus. But
his beard ain't real. It's just red cotton candy, bro.
Yeah.
We got the receipts. We got the guy that made it. He said he spun it himself, bro. He added a little bit of, cayenne pepper to give the color.
Oh, God,
yeah, man. Gonzo's beard exposed.
Yep, exposed, bro. It's not even real.
But let's take a step back and let's think about this community of people that we've kind of created over the past, we'll say, year and a half, 2 years. We have a lot of different people with a lot of different ideologies, thoughts, just so many different walks of life. And it's very rare that you can get together and discuss ideas and not get angry. So I think we've created kind of a community that's, you can call it odd, you can call it strange, but I do appreciate everybody that comes on and talks about things. We have guys like Michael Foster and, you could have Pat Stedman and different people that I've had on as guests. I'm really thankful for everybody that comes on and all the friends that I've made here. And I do consider everybody a friend without a doubt. I've met Vigor in person, man. He's a great dude, man. You
Thanks,
talk
same
about
here.
just a very genuine person, and that's why I tell people, like, these real life meetups are really, really important. They really are. it makes a difference on how you look at things. You can look at everybody different when you meet them in person. You really can, you know. And I have some great conversations with Vigor on, you know, on our private chats, man. And they're always, it's just good. It's different. It can be different points of view. Again, I don't like to judge people. I really don't. The reason I say that is because I think when I was younger, I was really big on judging people, and I've let that go completely. And so I think this whole thing with Jesse, my first initial reaction was to instantly judge him. And I had to pull back from that and say, I need to step back and look at this objectively. I can't do that to a friend. I can't do that. And worst case scenario, if anything like this is true, all I can do is say, you know, Jesse, I'm there for you. Worst case scenario, if it's not true, another thing I can say to him, hey, I'm there for you, period. So that's where I'm going to leave it. So.
Same. Yeah, wait and see. There's not much we can do.
Yeah. You know,
I want to ask Michael Foster, was he a Baptist preacher?
I don't really know.
I thought he was like a man of the cloth.
Yeah.
Was he or not? I got that impression because he was
Michael
calling
Foster,
Jesse a heretic, so he would obviously know the Bible.
Michael Foster is, I guess it's Presbyterian. Is that correct?
Yeah, okay. But he is
is that right? Presbyterian? Is that what Michael Foster is? Presbyterian?
Yeah.
So he is in a clergyman then.
I don't know the whole
story. That's fine.
No, the whole hierarchy of you know, different.
No, I just meant like if it's one of the leaders in the church. That's what I meant. Not like I don't really care if he's deacon or whatever.
I mean, Michael Foster is he's actually Jewish. So.
No, yeah, but like he believes in the New Testament too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wait, Michael Foster's Jewish, bro?
Yeah.
No. Stop.
Yeah. So if he's Jewish, then he's like one of those.
Wait, like Jewish like Jewish religion?
Like Jewish, like his grandmother was in the Holocaust.
Oh, but that like that's different. I thought you meant like Jewish religion. Like he is saying he's like part of the Jewish descendants.
Yeah, he is.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Not by
I always got like a Christian vibe from his teaching.
He is. He's Christian, but
yeah.
I guess you would call him a Reformed Jew. Is that what
Reformed? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Reformed Jew or
I don't get it.
I think they call it Jew. Messianic Jew.
I'm gonna be real honest, bro. Right? I've been doing mad research for about a solid year, like going balls deep in the scriptures, right? And I'm gonna be real with you. No religion.
Hang on. Let me just pause you. Did you say balls deep in the scripture?
Yeah, balls deep, bro. Just and on some real shit, there's no actual true religion. They're all fucked.
Yeah, I kind of believe that too.
Now the scriptures there is truth in the scriptures for the majority, right? But then you have a lot of corruption also, so it renders the whole thing like fucked. Like you can't have a system of beliefs. You know what I mean? What I got out of the whole studying is that you have to basically, you know what I'm saying, build a relationship directly with the Almighty, and just, you know what I mean? You can't really rely on just straight text that's been corrupted by like millions of people. It's can't. It's a problem. You know what I mean? Languages have been lost and reinvented and translated into all different. Like we don't have the original message. Just forget about it. You know what I mean? Lots of this stuff comes from all different cultures and civilizations. They pieced it together. It's not all from the same culture.
Yeah, I agree.
Just historically, with physical evidence, when you get into manuscripts and artifacts, then you're just like, well, I got to either accept the truth or just pretend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. Religion is basically, I see it as a culture or country's way of how they worship God. Basically, it's just like a whole cultural thing.
Over time, bro. Over like a long period of time, those ways that they decided to worship, they've evolved and had additional things added to them, and they became the culture and traditions that now they don't really separate it. But You know what I mean? Like each people, they have their own way to worship, but it's not really by the scripture or the Almighty. It's shit that they invented.
It's
And
like
then they cling to it for control.
Yeah, and then prayer, I kind of see it like the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, they repeat the words: "I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands." You know, that's how I see it. Like it's just repetitiveness, and then there's no awareness of what's going on, and that's why you have all these people in this world unaware of what's going on. They just repeat, and they're controlled not only by religion, but by TV and so on, and then they don't appreciate what's going on in the present, and they don't live what God has to offer for them, basically. And then I've seen that the truth comes from like within. Like you have that instinct, like you saw, you know, this guy's kind of off. You know, you don't need something to tell you what's there or not. You can feel it yourself. Like before, how do you explain how they build all those things without going to college?
The thing that they try to hide from you in religion, you know what I'm saying, is that you actually have a piece of the Creator inside of you, right?
Exactly.
Knowing that, right? Like knowing that if you're not aware of it, right, then you have all this fear and shit, right? And then you think the Creator's not going to hold you down, and you lose faith, and then you don't really fully believe, right?
Exactly. They use fear to control you, and then you're
going to go to hell.
Yeah.
Well, guess
exactly.
what, ladies and gentlemen, hell didn't really exist in the original, like, you know what I'm saying, Bible. Like they made up this type of hell. That was never a thing.
No, I see that hell is basically the absence of God. When things are not going right and you don't have perfect peace, that's when you're in hell. All these things coming in and all these things in your imagination, what they tell you, especially like when you go back to the school system, they're creating robots. They're sucking the soul out of people with fear, and they're telling you how things work. And then when you hit reality, then things are completely different. And it's like, whoa, I was betrayed. This is a lie. And then you have all this confusion going on, and they're destroying kind of like the purpose God has for you, which comes from within.
I'll be right back. I gotta go shoot a possum. My bad, bro.
Yeah, no worries. So where is everybody? Everybody left.
No, I'm here, man. I just actually I was just gonna tell Primal he's in charge because I got to use the bathroom. So,
well, I actually got to go.
Okay,
but
cool.
it was cool, you know, hanging out here with you guys. It was fun.
Yeah, well, you know, you're welcome back anytime. You know that. I'd love to have you on the panel more, man.
Thanks, man.
Always.
It was very interesting, and I hope it all works out for the best. I see it will. Just don't make a big deal of it, and I would call Jesse if I were you. Like, you know, and tell him how you feel about it, and maybe he'll open up. I don't know. Let's see.
I don't need to tell anybody like how I feel. All I would say is, hey, you know, like I said, if you want to talk to somebody, I'm not saying that I'm somebody to talk to, but sometimes that's what people need, is more of just to know that somebody's, you know. One thing I like to say a lot of times is just really simply, I got you. You know, I got you, man.
Or you can call him and say, hey, listen, I heard this and that, and if you need anything, let me know.
Yes.
My bad, bro. I had to go shoot a possum that's trying to eat my kittens outside and shit. We can't have that.
Awesome.
But it was nice talking to you guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on.
This guy knows what's up, bro. He knows what's up.
I appreciate it. Absolutely.
All right. You too, man. Keep in touch. All right, bye.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Yeah, so here we are. But anybody else wants to jump on, feel free, man.
Religion is fully fucked.
About another half hour.
Said religion is fully cocked.
It's fully cocked.
Why do we worship a God of Jewish traditions, and why did the people decide to keep Jewish scripture in its entirety in the Bible? He said Bible.
It's because they couldn't mess with it. But like,
hey, is that biblical? Bible? Primal man?
The Bible.
No, he just missed the
Bible.
The Bible. No, but it was one Family Guy episode called.
No, just the typo.
All right, Mods and Primal, you're in charge. I got to use the bathroom. Go. You guys go ahead and battle. You guys go ahead and battle.
Is in the charge.
It goes deep, Primal.
I
It's
need to
deep.
use the bathroom too, actually.
It's deeper than deep.
So it's just Primal and Grim Reaper.
It's deeper than deep, Primal. All right,
Deeper.
What's so deep about it?
bro. Why you being an icon cell, bro? Bro, I'll show my.
I am-
Do you know who I am? Do you
Bro,
know who I am?
I'll show my tooth hole, bro.
Do you know who I am, brother?
Do
I
you
was
know
just
who
in
I
my car 3 minutes ago. Now I'm back in the house.
Wow.
Yo, did I show you my new joint, bro?
You have many joints to
My
smoke.
new joint. All right. So yo, this is a
It's not a
salt.
joint.
This is a salt shotgun for killing flies, bro. It's amazing. All right.
Damn, I need that shit, bro. I have so many flies here too.
Ooh, it's like a BB gun that shoots salt.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I saw like a ad for this. Yeah.
Bro, they wreck flies. I hate flies.
Oh yeah, who doesn't?
Bro, it's a
But-
$40 salt, a $40 fly swatter, bro.
Man, I was thinking like you must have even more insects than out here, bro. They're in the woods because I'm also near the woods, but not like totally in the woods. But it's still fucking so many insects. Horrible. And slugs everywhere too.
So, you know what I mean? How we doing? How's everybody doing? Hello?
So what's so deep about the Torah and the Old Testament scriptures being so adamantly put in the Bible in the canon is what they would say. What's your take on that, Grimster?
So here's the crazy thing about all this, right? What was that? Anyway, I got all kinds of wildlife. So basically, we have like the Septuagint, right? The original Septuagint didn't have the books of the prophets, the writings, and the books of the minor prophets in it. It was just the Torah, right? The 5 books of Moses. So they added in the rest of them books later, you know what I mean? And we do have evidence for like the Old Testament supporting it, like the Dead Sea Scrolls and whatnot. But you know what I mean? We have a lot of issues. There was different kinds of languages. They've taken the Paleo Hebrew, converted it into square script, added the Nakud system to give people the pronunciation. And then they basically revived the language. So then they decided what the words meant. Biblical Hebrew is actually even different than Hebrew. So it gets more confusing. And then when you if you go, all right, everything's corrupted. We got the Old Testament. It's pretty legit, right? What do I become now? If you go, oh, I'm going to become Jewish, but then you got a problem because now they fuck with the Talmud, right? Like all of them fuck with the Talmud. And then now you're in a situation where they consider these other books to be, you know what I mean, also scripture, but they're just like written by rabbis, you know what I mean? So it gets really crazy, you know what I mean? So you got to really just go to the roots, build a relationship with the Father, and let him guide you into
I've heard that there's actually no historical archaeological proof that the Exodus even took place. Also,
there is.
Also,
there's mad proof. Yeah. So, the Chinese language, right? The Chinese language is based off of like the Exodus story. You feel me?
No, I said archaeological proof, like artifacts.
Yeah, definitely.
Think about it. You got that many people in one region. There's gonna be some sort of artifacts that come up eventually.
Yo, I'm telling you, every civilization in history has recorded a flood, biblical flood.
Primal, put your camera on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it could be in an icon cell, bro. I'll show my tooth hole again, bro.
I'm coping back here.
Don't cope. Put your camera on.
Do you know who I am?
Bro, you ever smoke through your tooth hole? You're getting like that.
That's when you say, "Do you know who I am?" It just brings back so many memories. It
Marty,
just really
man.
does.
Got to bring Marty back.
Yeah, I think he's gone. Oh Jesus! Now you're gonna do the Rubik's cube,
Bro, why you gotta attack a man's Rubik's cube?
Oh, that's so funny, dude. I remember that. Oh Lord, that was.
Yeah, my kids ripped the stickers off the Rubik's Cube. I made new ones though now because I got the vinyl cutter, bro.
Well,
You know what I'm
what's
saying?
nice is you can switch them when you need them, right?
Yeah, because kids love to rip little stickers off shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, geez. That's just when you say, "Do you know who I am?" I just die. I remember that stream, and you're like, "I'm just chilling, man, just going through my Rubik's Cube."
Tony, did you see the meme reel?
We
We released it for like a day and then we got rid of it because I didn't really want to make fun of
I
him
think
like
this
that.
is John Steele backstage. I hope it is.
If it's not, it's going to be bad.
Man, let me. I'm going to put up the screen here just in case. John, is that you?
Yes, it is.
All
Good
right.
evening, gentlemen.
Johnny, we were just talking about you.
Were you really?
Not really.
Yeah. No, not on this stream. Me and Guns we was talking about you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was Friday night, right?
Yeah. We were asking, where's John Steele been? How's he doing?
That's
we
right,
like John Steele, yada yada yada.
Yeah. John, how are you?
I'm good. I had a couple of medical things, but nothing too serious. Had a
Wow. Okay.
badass root canal and
Wow.
a couple other things, but now I'm good, man. I'm
You
good,
good?
gentlemen.
Yo, John,
Yeah.
if you just got a root canal, you should. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. You should really look into root canals and just get that shit extracted.
Well, too late now. It's all
I'm
been
just
done.
saying, bro. Root canals are terrible. I'm trying to get mine all taken out. They poison your blood and shit.
Yeah,
It's really,
well,
it's really
yeah,
bad.
don't bum me out, brother. I just got here, man.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro. For just for your health, like I wish I would have known this earlier, so I could start getting them out. I started getting all my root canals pulled. That's why I got missing teeth instead of my root canals. Because basically what happens is they clear out the area, but they leave a dead tooth in your body, right? Because it's no longer alive. They hollow it out, and then they can't actually sterilize inside that tooth hole. And there's these little tubes all throughout the whole tooth called vacuole.
Yeah. Enough about the. I've been there. I lived through it, brother.
And then anaerobic bacteria basically can survive in there without oxygen and poison your blood. You know what I mean? It'll rot other teeth too. Like every time I had a root canal, other teeth would all start rotting through from the jaw.
See, I've never had that issue. I've had a root canal and some crowns, so I've never.
That's why I had a root canal, the crown over it. Basically, I only ever had one cavity in my life, and basically,
I got one right here, bro.
a cavity formed underneath the filling, so it was kind of very invasive. But anyway, the idea of the flood myth, the reason the flood myth is so common, one of the theories is because it was a result of the end of the last ice age. So
the whole crown, bro.
Oh, look, he's pulling his tooth out for you.
Yeah, enough of that.
It's a crown, bro. Look, this is what happens when you get crowns, and you have a nasty crown hole. You know what I mean? You got to shove it back in there, bro.
Oh, that's funny. Go ahead, John. You guys are talking about the flood?
Oh, yeah. I was just saying the reason the flood myth is pervasive and ubiquitous among pretty much all cultures is because of the, everybody has a flood myth. The Native Americans even had a flood myth. So it's probably a result of the ending of the last ice age when the ice melted and caused floods throughout the planet.
Yeah, I've never, that's the first time I've ever heard that explanation.
Yeah, it's a common one. Hold 1 second. I got dinner on. I'll be right back, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
John Steele knows his shit, bro, that it's around the world, bro. Everyone recorded it.
Yeah, because it is in every religion. I'm trying to think who mentioned that. I saw a stream recently.
The Chinese language is based off of the flood.
Okay.
Their language, like the word for boat, it's an arc. You know what I mean? Like it's all the same. You know what I mean? It's bugged out.
Yeah, Mike, how's your tooth, by the way?
Yo, I'm gonna get this thing pulled out, bro. It's a root canal. And like I said, it'll stay there for a while when they put the glue in the post and everything. Mm-hmm. But then, you know what I'm saying? It comes out, it gets infected. It's terrible. They're miserable.
Yeah, see, I have some crowns and, from Marshall.
Hey, I wanted to say I heard about that thing of the Chinese, Mike, because back in like 2008, I was looking into, I wanted to learn Chinese, and then I kind of looked into that too, with what you were saying, the character for the arc, and some other stuff too from Chinese language refers to like the Garden of Eden too. Like there's some.
It's like the word is like
Moshe.
For like boat. It's like Moshe.
Yeah.
Moses, like Moses.
I remember. It's been a long time ago, but back then I looked into it, the same thing probably as you. So
Chinese have mad characters in their alphabet, like
yeah, dude. I tried to learn it and I gave up like after
each
months.
one is like a word. You know what I'm saying? And then they combine the different words together to make compound words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know. I tried to study, but I gave up.
But yo, I ruined a lot of my teeth have always been really bad because I fought a lot and I got fractured teeth and all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? It's not good.
Yeah, I've had the same thing, so that's the reason.
Yeah, so brush and floss, everybody. Make sure to take care of your teeth. But no, I'm sorry, Tony. What'd you say?
Public service announcement from John Steele.
That's right.
Gotta brush and floss, bro.
Gotta brush and floss.
And whiten too. Use white strips; they work well.
I never tried those. But
they actually work very well. A good friend of mine, real good friend of mine, is a dentist. He's my dentist and a good friend. And people have, always we've heard people say, "Oh, you shouldn't do that. They ruin your enamel." He's like, "No." He said, "That's why your teeth are so white and so clean." Because
you ever use peroxide? Just peroxide?
Yeah, but the strips are so inexpensive. You can get Crest white strips. You can get any brand, and you put them on just for once a week. It says 30 minutes. I literally leave them on for 3 hours once a week, and it just makes your teeth nice and white and clean.
I'm gonna have to try that.
And what he told me also is too, because it is the peroxide. There's a reason why I don't have any gum disease. You don't have to get your teeth cleaned because your teeth are getting cleaned once a week. So,
oh, by the way, speaking of peroxide, one of the precautions I did for COVID was buy peroxide-filled nasal swabs.
What is the peroxide thing for the teeth?
A peroxide kills everything that's alive.
Yeah, but is it like a powder or a liquid?
No, it's a liquid. What it is it oxidizes shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so is it like Listerine, but it's some other?
No. It oxidizes shit, and it kills everything that's alive because you know what I'm saying it basically can't handle the oxidization.
Well, it causes a chemical reaction which breaks everything down.
Yeah, but you still have to brush them, right?
It's funny because in a couple of my videos, more beard trim videos, I tell people whiten your teeth, man. Even if you got jacked up teeth, they look better. One guy had commented, white teeth is not natural. I'm like, no, white teeth are white. I mean, they are. Wouldn't you rather see the natural color of your teeth versus looking like a set of baked beans?
They look like beans, bro.
Yeah.
I just don't give a fuck.
You want Boston baked beans in your mouth, or would you rather have a nice white smile? I think it's attractive to have a nice white smile.
I smoke a lot of joints and cigarettes, bro. That ain't gonna really help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you do it once a week, it would. It really
you think
would.
so?
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try whitening my joints.
I'll guarantee after the first time you put the strips on and you pull them off, you're gonna be like, what? They work that well. I literally do it every Friday this past Friday. This Friday I had them on for 4 hours. So
I'm gonna look into them, bro.
Wrap on your teeth, and it's basically like a mouth guard. That's what it feels like. And you're gonna feel it working, but you'll notice. But it does make a difference, and it keeps your mouth clean.
I used to get this gel back in the day. They don't sell it no more, but it was a gel, right?
They still sell it. They actually sell it at Dollar General. It comes with a blue mouth guard, and you put it in there and you stick it in there. But the strips are way easier.
They still sell the gel, bro?
Yeah. It's 6 minute whitening, I think it's called.
This stuff was like 30% peroxide gel or something.
Yeah.
And you would rub it on your teeth, and you would sit there for 5 minutes, and then you'd gargle, and your teeth would look like pearls.
Yeah, just the white strips are way easier. I literally pay right now. The cheapest I found is at Dollar General. It was $5 for I think 7 applications. How can you beat that? You know,
I brush my teeth with salt.
yeah, I've paid as much as like $80 for the Crest ones, and they work well too. But I think they all work the same. And Peg's right. Yeah, brushing your teeth with baking soda is good also. Absolutely.
I just don't like fluoride. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit has fluoride in it, the dental shit.
Yeah.
And when you leave that shit in your mouth, it goes into your, in your blood through the, through the membrane in your mouth, and you basically poison yourself. It's no good, man.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the comments here. Cigars and coffee make good teeth. That's fine.
Bro. I smoke a lot and drink a lot of coffee. It's hard to keep white teeth,
Yeah. Trust me, do that once a week. It's inexpensive, and you'll be surprised. You really will.
I'm gonna go to the store if it doesn't have fluoride in it or some crazy shit.
Yeah, there's no fluoride. It's basically peroxide gel that's kind of been gelled down. It's not really gel. It's almost like paste.
Oh, I'm down, bro. I love that gel shit.
Yeah, they work good. But,
Primal Man, you dead, bro? What's up, dog?
No, I'm just kicking back, man. I'm just chilling, coping.
Yeah.
So, Primal, what were you guys saying about me? Anything good?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, all good stuff, man. We just talked about you. Gunn said you reminded him of somebody. I don't remember who it was, but somebody from a movie. But he can elaborate in the chat. But yeah, we were just saying we like you, we missed you, we was just thinking about you.
Yeah, sorry I'm late to the party here, but I just kind of a crazy weekend, kind of been crazy the last several weeks. But I miss these, man. I like these marathon streams, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was just kind of a, I'll say a spur of the moment thing. I haven't done a Saturday night, get it off your chest, and tomorrow I've got an easy day, so we'll do Sunday night. And of course, the topic tonight was, it's get it off your chest, but really the main topic tonight was about the accusations and allegations against Jesse Lee Peterson, who I consider a friend. So I didn't do this stream to sensationalize it. I did this stream to talk about it, and that was my get it off your chest topic.
Well, are there any credence to those accusations? Because I'm not really up on it. I did hear something really vaguely about it, but I didn't really follow the YouTube drama, so I don't really know. Is it bullshit or is it real?
I'm not going to make any judgment. I'm not at this point. I do think there has to be some sort of proof. I'm not going to make judgment against Jesse. I'm going to make judgment against a few of the guys that accused him. Like Mike was saying, the guy's just straight up crackhead, meth head. I've seen his videos before, which were just kind of made me laugh. But, and he really doesn't, the thing about that guy, he really doesn't have a dog in the fight as far as I'm concerned. If he is making accusations, the guy's just like obsessed and a fucking weirdo. But there are, certain things about it which brought up my concern. And my concern was really to.
That guy, Tony, I think was his boyfriend, allegedly, for like many years. So he's pissed off like an ex-girlfriend, if that, right?
Yeah, I mean, he said he wasn't. I mean, he did say he wasn't. He said there was no sexual contact at all with him.
Which guy are we talking about?
No, this Sergeant Francis. Though he said he lived with Jesse as like one of those other guys, but then he also tried something on him, like pulling down his underpants or something, and he was like, "What?" Yeah, and then he left or whatever. I don't remember, but he wasn't like his.
Oh yeah, no, that was the other.
It was a different guy. Yeah.
That was the first guy they interviewed.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah. Francis was saying
it was only really one. I think there was only one guy out of that panel that actually said he did some shit with Jesse. The other dude said Jesse was like playing around on some homo shit, and then like he just stopped. But that guy said that, you know what I mean? No,
yeah, but even Even
I'll go
Francis guy was kind of like that's
There was
also
two guys that said he did stuff with him.
Yeah,
but the other three were like,
yeah.
I'm still going to go back and say if you're not a homosexual and somebody, I don't care what kind of trauma you've had in your life, and somebody is making sexual advances towards you, I would say they would be toothless in about 2 seconds. I don't care who you are. I just don't see that you can be that traumatized. Maybe I'm being naive, but I just don't see it. So again, my judgment is going to be toward no one right now. And that's just not my thing. I'm not going to do it. I have more peace if I'm
It's
not.
strange a bit to me too. Like when, like I don't know how old they were when this happened with Jesse. If they were like really young, then they couldn't really like beat him or escape or whatever. And where would they go, right? Because they had no home, I guess, from my understanding. So, but if they were like older, then they could like shove him and say like "fuck off, homo" or whatever. But they didn't do that, right? They said like, "Oh, I'm getting along with it because of whatever." I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. But I'm gonna leave the judgment to God on this one. So that's
course.
you know, like I said earlier in the stream, you know, I've interacted with him a lot, and
he's kind of a big personality. Like he was even on TV, right? On CNN.
He is, but like there's a difference again, like I said, when you meet somebody in person. And
right.
I think Michael Foster might have had a different view on that, and I get that. But I've spent more time with Jesse and his crew, and I just don't see I don't see it. I just don't.
But that one part with the Twitter,
regardless of what people say, it's a tough one. I mean, I would any one of my friends, if something like that happened to them or somebody was accused, I would, I've got a one of my notes here. I always take notes, and there's something I wanted to say. So basically, what it says, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I do stand by my friends, okay? And I know there's some other disturbances in the manosphere with the black pill manosphere, we'll call it. And a lot of these guys are my friends. I like a lot of these guys. But one thing I do want to say is that I stand by my friends. But if I do stand by you, don't ask me to choose sides. Okay? Don't ask me to do that. Just don't do it. I don't know what you guys think about that. Primal, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think you shouldn't have to pick a side, you know?
So you think that's right when I say I'll stand by my friends, but don't ask me to choose a side?
Yeah, but how can you stand by everybody? That's the thing.
Well, I think you can. I think again, it has to do with support. You know, when I say stand by you, that means you can look at other people's point of view in certain circumstances. You know, it's kind of the judgment-free zone. It's not being weak.
Also,
when I do have to just say, you know what, I'm going to cut a person off. I'll give you an example. Like a contractor that did work for me for years did a horrible job. Okay. And did I let him know during the job, yeah, you need to fix that? Of course. After the job, there was just no more calls or no more referrals. Okay. But I never went to that guy and said, hey, I'm not going to refer you anymore. You know, you're done, that kind of thing. I'm not going to do that. I just let it go. Yeah, that's just a better way to do things. You know, it goes back.
You didn't blackball him or anything. You just said, I can't use.
It goes back to being careful whose bridge you burn. So, you know, you can burn a bridge, or people can burn bridges for you, is what I believe. So I want to make sure this is Uncle Guns. Hang on one sec.
It's
Guns, is that you?
Yeah, it's me, Tony.
Okay, cool. Welcome. Anything to get off your chest tonight?
don't tread on me.
The Gadsden flag.
I made a shirt with that on it, bro.
It's old school, man.
Metallica used it for their album back in the 80s or 90s, early 90s.
Going real old school tonight. We had Frank on, Finn was here, Primal Man's here, Mike's here, Foster was here, Steele's here.
I got my Rubik's Cube. What's up, dog?
What are you fooling around with? My 3-year-old could do that in like 5 seconds. Come on.
He goes, my 9-year-old could.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, let's go to my second topic on Get It Off Your Chest then tonight. So, what do you think of the disruption in I'll say in the Black Pill manosphere? You know, because I'm going to be straight up with everybody. There's a lot of guys that I like. There's very few that I don't. From Hold the Truth Hostage to Caduceus to Shift to, you know, MD. I talked with MD this morning for about an hour. We talked about a lot of different things. We didn't, you know, it's funny when you know what's funny is like if I was to say that I talked to MD this morning, I think people would automatically say, oh, you know, it was bad. No, we didn't talk about anything, but there was a little bit of what's going on, but I respect his opinion and his thoughts on situations. Again, I'm not going to judge him and I'm not going to judge situations, but I respect the fact that me and him can have a real good conversation, man. Having these.
Can someone give me like the cliff notes on what within the Black Pill, like what is the beef about?
You remember that episode of Andy Griffith where you know Floyd was like the gossip, you know, king of Mayberry, and then Aunt B's sewing circle was like gossiping, and then Floyd's gossip got to the sewing circle gossip, and you know, Barney got involved and Barney's girlfriend and the whole town was like gossiping. And then, you know, and of course, Andy had to come and clear it up. Yeah, it's kind of like that episode.
Bro, what the fuck are you talking about, Uncle Guns?
I don't want anybody to think that I'm a fence sitter. I'm not, because I'm just trying to, I'm really not trying to make sense of anything, but I'm trying to bring, Problem Man, you'll like this. I'm trying to bring sanity, clarity, and reason to this.
Well, I mean, you don't always have to take a side about something if you don't have a dog in that fight. Like just because like two guys you're friends with are arguing about something, you can say like, "This has nothing to do with me."
I get that, absolutely. I get that. I do.
Is it possible to really take 50-50 on everybody's side? I don't think so.
No, it's not. But John still made a perfect point. If you don't have a dog in that fight, you gotta. It's hard to stay. It's hard to stay neutral because you don't want to. You don't.
The boys hash it out.
Yeah, I get that. I agree. I think what it is to me is I don't like to see good old boys and good old friends just like not getting along.
Well, sometimes men have to fight to know the honesty amongst the group, right? Or amongst a scenario. Sometimes you just fight to be like, all right, well, let's see how honest we're really going to keep it here.
Yeah, well, that's why, like I said earlier, there's nothing that I would say in private to somebody about somebody that I wouldn't say to that same person's face. Like if I was to say something to Gonzo about Primal Man, I would say the same exact thing to Primal Man that I would say to Gonzo. And I think that's kind of there's some advice. I don't give advice, but to me, that's a good bit of advice right there. So when you do say something about somebody, be prepared to say it to the same person that you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I think that's just that keeps you honest, and it keeps you kind of grounded in an argument or a disagreement. And man, you know what? Fighting between men is normal. It's okay. It's what happens. It is. It's just what happens. If men ain't fighting, then you're women, I guess.
Yeah, well, women like women tend to like fight through proxy. That's why I don't like the drama thing, because there's something very feminine about it. You know, if you got a problem with another man, you just go to that man and say, look, you know, what's your beef? Like, let's just settle this one way or another, instead of like trying to drag motherfuckers into it and bring up shit about someone that says nothing to do with the argument and all this kind of stuff. So, you know, I don't really like the whole drama bullshit. I mean, other than like getting a laugh out of it or something, but I won't get drawn into it, because I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if let me ask you a question though, John Steele, and ask everybody else the same question. If somebody comes to you and wants to talk to you about something, shouldn't you have an ear for them? I mean,
sure, you could have an ear for them, but you're not like, like, you know, like just like a stupid example. If like, you know, I got one friend, I grew up in New York. I got a buddy who's a Jet fan, another guy who's a Giant fan, and they want to like, you know, fight about that shit. You know, I was like, look, man, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I don't give a fuck. You know, I could care less. So, you know, leave me out of it, guys. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a stupid example, but I just try to keep it simple like that, because I mean, there's not enough hours in the day to be involved in other people's shit, man. I got my own life to lead. You know?
You know, one of the things somebody had said to me too here, this was last year, that you need to hang out with your peers. And my response to that person was, my peers are fucking other men. My peers doesn't necessarily mean that
really
age. Yeah. And
kind of like Jesse's allegations.
Yeah. So to me,
I'm
I'm
just messing around.
To me, if I talk to somebody that's younger, I look at them as a man, they're a peer. A man is a peer of mine. Age has nothing to do with it. So I'm only supposed to talk to guys that are 50, 59 and above. Are you fucking kidding me? You know,
Tony, you don't actually like have a lot of shit in common with the average dude your age.
No, I don't. I agree with you. I don't.
You're a younger dude, like, you know what I mean, in an older body. That's not an old.
I don't have an old body though. That's
that's what I'm saying is you're a younger dude, right? Who has been alive more years. Is that better?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like, there's dudes that are your age that are falling apart, dying.
Dude, I know guys like that, man.
Right.
You know?
And so what do you have in common? Like, you don't.
I wasn't afraid to put a picture of me and my niece in my YouTube community, me holding her on my shoulder.
Yeah, bro, you ain't gonna sit there and be like, yeah, bro, you use Ben Gay too? No, I don't use Ben Gay.
I look jacked and tan. I have no problem.
He surfs and shit, bro. He don't use Ben Gay. He don't have a walker yet, bro. What do you got in common?
Asvaroon is here. Jesus, Asvaroon, check your damn email. I sent you an email 2 weeks ago. I wanted to do a stream with you on a Thursday night, so check your email.
Yo,
he's mostly offline. I think.
Asvaroon, good to see you.
Asvaroon is very busy.
Check
he's got a book for everything,
bro. Check your junk.
He's reading books 25 hours a day.
He's busy communing with his past lives.
I wanted
communing with the oracles.
Yeah, I wanted to do a show dedicated to you, man. So let's do that. We can.
I would pay to see that happen, Tony.
Absolutely, yeah. So check your email, bro. Yeah.
We gotta pay for. I want to see it happen so bad. Asvaroon is like my inspiration for real.
Yeah, we're gonna get deep with Asvaroon. That's what I'm talking about right there, man.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. You know, the only thing I'm gonna ask you is just slow it down a little.
Yeah, he does talk fast. That's true.
So, yeah, Asvaroon, check your damn email, man. Come on.
All the black pill cells are here.
Yeah.
He said, hi, black pill vasectomy.
That's black pill vasectomy. Yo.
No, lower. Yeah, this one. Oh no, that's the guy.
Every chat cell in the building getting on the panel. You know what I'm saying? We have
No,
business.
I thought he was just saying it.
We're
Yeah.
over here commenting on the Black Pill community. I think
Yeah,
you guys
stack
if
the
you
panel.
put Black Pill in your name, you should probably, you know what I'm saying?
So
Tony, you could fit 4 more, I think, huh, Tony?
Yeah, we got
what
four
is the,
four slots.
What do you mean 4 more? There's 6 is limit, isn't it?
no, I got 10.
Oh, okay. 10 is the
Yeah, I pay for mine.
pro. Yeah, the pro, whatever.
Yo, one time I took a black pill, bro. It gave me gas.
Well, who's
What-
lining
what
up on
kind
which side? Like which personality
Oh,
Black
on
Bee.
one side?
What's
Which
that,
one
John
are the-
Steele?
Which black pill personalities are on one side? Like who v who? Like
I
is it
don't,
MD
I
versus-
don't, I'm not even going to go there. I'm really
Oh,
not.
okay.
Yeah, I
The
just I prefer not to. You know, I enjoy, you know, I enjoy talking to a lot of different people. I really do. I'll tell you, I enjoy talking to MD. I really do. He's an intelligent dude, man. We've had some incredible discussions.
Yeah, he has a huge variety of different interests. So
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
makes him
I mean, I've spent hours on the phone with Rollo Tomasi. I mean, you know, I'm not going to say he wasn't an interesting guy to talk to. So, you know, there's a lot of these different, you know, we'll say, I don't want to say characters, but these different people that I know where there's, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of guys would love to have conversations with people that I've talked to. And I feel really lucky that I can, you know, have those simple, nonchalant conversations. It's just kind of cool to talk to somebody that you've, let's say, seen as a big content creator and have just a normal conversation with them. That's just kind of cool to me. You know, you can actually put that different persona versus, you know, it's like when somebody's like here, like we are now, I'm pretty much the same the whole time, but other people can be different. And I'll say that in a personal phone call, they're usually a little more open and you get a better feel for the person. So, you know, there's guys like AMS, you know, I've had some great conversations with him and he's one of the funniest guys you'll ever talk to, you know, but he's just a cool dude. So I'm kind of lucky where I've, again, been able to you know, to do that. So, but yeah, John, I don't want to get into like, I don't know. I just don't want to get into that whole thing. You know, I think it's kind of going to work. It's going to work its way, you know, out. It's kind of like sometimes it's kind of like a pimple, you know, it's going to come to a head. So, and if it does, so be it. Did I just buzzkill everybody?
No, I hear you. I was just, you know, I didn't want to get into the drama. It's just, I just feel like I didn't.
We're just
know what's going
absorbing
on.
it all, you know what I mean? We're sponging it all in.
I don't like calling it drama. I don't, because I don't want to take anybody's argument or disagreement. And to me, a lot of times calling it drama makes it like trivial. It's not important. But if somebody's talking about something, it's important to them. And I think that's important for us to understand. That if somebody is like, when you do go through these disagreements, again, be there to support somebody. I think that's the most important thing. So, you know.
No, I think that's Go
ahead, John. Go ahead, John.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, you live long enough, you know that you're always going to run into people that you have disagreements with. That's just part of life, and the way you handle it is part of being a man, you know.
Good point. No, what I was going to say, one of the reasons I was hopping on here, I mean, otherwise, you know, I always enjoy being part of Tony's show. Of course, the great Tony Bruno, and being on the panel with the fellas here. But you know, there was some stuff going on in the chat with Alexio, and I've known Alexio for a long time. He and I have interacted, and somewhere out of the blue, I get called a sucker by him, and I'm like, okay, how am I a sucker? Oh, well, you banned too many people. Okay, like, number one, how do you know I banned them? How do you know it was me? Number one. Number two, like, who have I banned? I've never banned anybody that didn't deserve it.
Yeah,
Either they were saying stuff that could have gotten the channel in trouble, or they were saying stuff that was outrageous, like like blatant trolls or anything like that. But I asked him to explain how, and then it turns into a circular conversation. I'm just a sucker because he says so. Okay, but how am I a sucker? Well, you just ban everybody. Okay, well, again, back to square one. Who have I banned, and how do you know it was me? Like, where's your accusations and your
the only way you can see who banned anybody is if you're a mod.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, where are you getting?
But
where are you getting this from?
So I made Alexio a mod.
No, but he was a mod before. So how could he have sent those screenshots? Maybe somebody else, maybe Woody Johnson sent it to him on in the DMs or some shit. But it doesn't make sense. I saw that all my comments were deleted, all of them.
Yeah, but that was Woody, like he
and
said,
it wasn't Woody. It was because Alexio kept saying no, it was Uncle Gun. So it was you. Woody covered up for you.
It was Woody. It was Woody.
No, but what if Woody's just covering up for Uncle Gun?
No, Woody wouldn't do that. He wouldn't. I don't know if you guys ever done that. Like I've I'm mowing the lawn and I'll throw my phone in my pocket with my earbuds in, and while I'm listening to a podcast, because I don't have YouTube Premium where you can just shut it off. But all of a sudden I pull it out and it's like, report this channel or whatever. Just say, in my pocket.
Well, the point is that if you have if you have a disagreement with somebody, come to them and say, hey, you're doing this thing and I don't like you're doing this thing. I got to hear about it from other people. And this is vaginal. There, I said it.
I like it, Uncle Sucker.
Okay, but yeah. But I thought it was you, so I didn't know. But
hey, man-made. You be made of a man. Hop on the panel and face me.
He's joking, man. He's joking.
Face me like a man.
I know he's joking. I'm joking too. We can joke.
You think this is a joke?
I agree, man. I agree with black pill vasectomy. Yeah, but banning is lame. Period. Let them say what they got to say. I think it just gets to a point to where
you can get banned from just saying the word, one word. You know which word I mean.
But the whole thing is like, if you go into in my YouTube community, I have a shit ton of words that are banned. Like there's just words you can't say.
Right.
You are in your settings. You make it.
Go on YouTube. You go into the settings and you can put words.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know that in YouTube Studio. Yeah.
And there's certain things that I did, so, that I have in there that just it is. But
right.
Yeah,
I only ban people that would get the channel in trouble.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you come and say, sexist, racist, anything like that, anything that would get the channel in trouble from Mama Susan, I number one, because I'm helping out the channel, and number two, I'm helping you out, because if somebody else were to, if you were to, if I've never done this, okay, if someone were to ban you or time you out and then report you for saying what you said, now you're in trouble. So I'm really saving the people that I banned. Part in some way, shape, or form. I don't like banning people. I don't like it. Oh, Guns is a sharpshooter. Uncle Guns, he's just shooting. Sharpshooting everybody. Well, that's great and everything, but again, I never banned anybody that didn't deserve it and have it coming.
Okay.
Are you going to ban Man-Made?
No, but I only thought that like last stream on Gonzo, or what was it, Primal Man, I was playing some of those messages and you get kind of offended. So I thought, oh, now you're getting back at me by banning me. And if that's not the case, that's fine. Yeah.
It wasn't offensive. It was just annoying.
Man-made isn't man-made. It's somebody else using them. Somebody else using the man-made account. It's not man-made.
I don't think Woody's a real person, yo.
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben.
I got a conspiracy against Woody.
Why?
Because why is his name Woody Johnson?
Little Woody Johnson.
You know what that means, right?
Play it.
Little Woody Johnson. Tony Bruno.
You know what Woody.
The white, the black, the yellow, and brown. Walk right in, lay your money down, and fuck the night away. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty. All right, boyos. All right, boyos. Here we go. Salve, David Little. Salve, Uncle Guns. Salve, Woody Johnson.
Bro, who the fuck is
that? He doesn't do any more live streams? I haven't seen it.
Odyssey only, I believe. Yep.
Tony Bruno, I've been banned on Tinder for 2 years. Did you try to circumvent the ban in any way?
You gotta love Lux Maximus, man.
Good to have you on board, boyos.
Boyos. It's funny, man.
What the fuck?
The guy.
Bro, what is that guy?
That's Lux Maximus.
He's a bagel.
He's a madman.
Lux Maximus, absolutely. Let me see.
He's like a bodybuilder, right?
Yeah. Let me see if I got the.
Is he a bagel, Primal Man? A real bagel?
No, he's a whore maxer. He's a whore maxer.
It's like.
Yeah, he's a that's what he does. So he is only on Odyssey now. He's been banned on YouTube.
That's why I couldn't. Yeah, I subscribed to him and there were no more. So maybe that's
just God. I wonder if the unboxing is still there. Now, I'm sure that if you were to look for Lux Maximus, the unboxing
on Odyssey,
I might be on there. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty. He sniffs panties. So
I mean, even on his YouTube when it was still there, like all of it was like age restricted.
Yeah, there's if you search on YouTube, there's some breakdowns of Lux Maximus. There are.
Yeah.
And I did invite him onto the channel for an interview, but he did say when he decides to do an interview or collab, he's going to come on. So I think it would be interesting, man. He's actually a very intelligent guy, and he does sniff panties, and he does believe in the androcentric world. So, but I do got to say one more thing to Woody.
Little Woody Johnson.
Yeah, if you get him on, Tony, have him say my name. I just want to hear it. Yeah.
Well, the whole point was that I told everybody to go on and say hi so I could get your clip. Like I got, who do I have here?
Salve, David Little. Salve, Uncle Guns. Salve, Woody Johnson. Tony Bruno, I've been banned on Tinder for 2 years.
Hey, so you got him to read the names, Tony, or he did it?
He welcomes everybody, and I think it was we told him to say salve.
Hey, we got
salve. We got the sound clip.
We got all these chat.
What does it mean?
What is all these chat? We got all these chat cells with beef in the chat, but nobody's coming on the panel to discuss it.
What do we got?
No, but what is it? Never mind.
As Varun, definitely send an email, man. You might be behind because I sent you an email like 2 weeks ago. I do want to have you on. I want a show dedicated to you, and I just want to call an evening with As Varun Philosophy. That's it.
Blaxican.
Who's
Yeah.
Blaxican in Taiwan?
Blaxican says he's related to you, bro.
Blaxican in Taiwan.
He's related to me, bro.
Awesome, man. Blaxican's a brother, man. He's a brother. Yep.
What kind of a name is that?
So
It's quite a name.
Yeah.
As Varun was
I've
meditating.
been to Taiwan before. Nice place.
Uncle Copes.
Uncle Coops.
who do I got backstage here? Uncle Cope?
No, he's already here. He's already
Oh,
here.
okay. All right, that's weird.
Is
Did you
that
bounce,
Uncle-
bounce on?
Who was here?
Yeah. If anybody else wants to jump on, I'll hang out for another half hour or so. So Woody Johnson, I know you want to jump on. And if anybody's got any beefs, man, you're welcome to jump on and talk about it. I think if we talk about it, that's great, you know. So, but I'm just looking back through my through all my little clips here. Let me see what I got here.
Probably have banged a few lady boys, whether I knew it or not. I'm pretty sure I banged a lady boy. I mean, I didn't realise until the next day.
That's just
Who was that?
I love the way you know what's his name throws his hands up and looks off to the side like, I can't believe that dude just said that.
well, it's the same guy.
Everyone's a goal.
So, you know, every hole's a goal.
What do you guys think about what's going on in the world?
Easy answer, I don't.
I think gas is too goddamn high, is what I think.
Well, I paid $4.89. That's the highest I ever paid. So, for
Yeah,
that.
it's like about 580 here.
Wow.
Were any of you guys unfortunately invested in stock market or cryptocurrencies?
Actually, I sold all my stocks February of 2020.
Probably
No,
a
no,
good idea.
2020 February of 21.
It's a good idea.
About
yeah.
18 months ago.
Did you buy gold and silver with it?
No, I did buy some gold, but I just put it in cash because I didn't. You know, I mean, I'll dip my toe back in when it crashes more.
Well, yo, real talk, bro. I would recommend everybody, you know what I mean, get gold right now because we about to experience a crash at $1. And
what's the gold? You can't eat the gold. So what are you gonna do with the gold?
you can't eat the gold, but when they reset the system and they come out with a new currency that replaces the dollar, you'll be able to buy that with gold, and it'll still be worth the value of gold. I'm just saying, like, if you're trying to save money, like, don't cash is worthless. Now stock up on food.
So you believe you believe it's you believe the myth that it's a good hedge for against inflation. Where's Shift when we need him?
I'm telling you straight up that you know, Russia just told the Fed to go fuck themselves, made the gold back ruble. They're purposely crashing our economy. They already have a new currency that's going to be gold back. It's already in the banks and they haven't rolled it out yet. It's going to be out soon. So, you know,
No, I think that I don't know about a new currency, but
no,
the Federal Reserve has a simple choice. They either cause a recession by hiking interest rates, or we have runaway inflation. It's a binary choice here. There's no third option.
Yo, John, I've seen the new currency. You feel me?
Okay.
It's gonna be.
Where'd you see it? Show me.
It's gonna be a digital gold-backed currency, bro. It's gonna be a global currency. Check me out, bro. It's gonna happen.
Well, I don't think there's going to be anything global. I mean, did anyone here watch Putin's speech in St. Petersburg last week?
No.
What I'm saying is gonna be the gold, bro. Gold.
It was pretty interesting. Yeah. He talked about the idea that we're leaving the unipolar world, you know, which is true. And we're going to have, you know, a multipolar world. And, you know, there's new economic powerhouses. You got countries like Russia that have massive amounts of natural resources. And you got, you know, continents like Europe who have almost none. So, you know, you're going to have shifts going on like that. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, Putin was really smart the way he handled this. He built up his war chest. Speaking of gold, Russia built up a huge war chest of gold. And, you know, that's why they were able to weather this storm so well. That's why the ruble has been going up. The ruble is higher against the dollar now than it was before the war.
It's backed by gold.
Well, it's partially backed by gold, not exactly, but
It's gold backed ruble, bro. Check it
well,
out.
yeah, but it's not 100% backed. It's percentage wise. They also have cost controls that they put in place, so it's not exactly freely floating currency like the dollar.
I mean, you do whatever you want, bro. I'm just saying, gold's gonna be where it's at pretty soon.
Well, no, I own gold. I just don't believe everybody should be running out and buying gold bullion.
What about silver?
Yeah, well, silver. I've invested in silver. I own some physical silver, but silver,
they've been talking about silver for years, and it's
exactly. Silver broke more hearts than any other
how
investment.
Concerned I am about it. I have a bucket, 5-gallon bucket full of it in my garage, so it never made it to the house.
Yeah, like silver. Everybody was talking about silver, because it used to trade like kind of in parallel with gold, and it just remember silver went up to nearly $50 an ounce, and then it just crashed down. And now even with all the shit going on in the world, it's hovering around 21, 22. I don't know. I do own silver, but it's not even half its all-time high. Where gold is.
The reason why people really like silver is like for number one, if you're not carrying silver coins on you and you get stopped by police, you can actually get, put in jail for being a pauper, right? So by having silver coins, they can't take you in for being a pauper, right? Aside from
motherfuckers where I live don't get put in jail for fucking shooting up right on the street, so I don't think I have to worry about anyone fucking.
I'm just saying,
arresting me for being a fucking pauper, man.
You gotta understand, if they want to put you in jail, right? Like if they want to fuck with you, right?
Dude, if they want to fuck with you, those silver coins ain't gonna do you shit.
Well, they are, bro.
No, they're not. If they want to fuck with you, they'll fuck with you.
I'm just saying. Look, at the end of the day, most people collect silver for, when shit hits the fan. If you're gonna go and barter, shit, it's like a $20 bill if you got an ounce of silver, but you ain't gonna start trying to break up gold. Yeah, barter.
Who are you gonna barter with? They're gonna take the silver from you and kill you.
Nah, bro. They're not gonna just take
bro. Yeah, it's exactly gonna work that way.
We'll have a gunfight. All right. Look, bro, I mean, if they want to, if you want to have a
bartering, man, just buy some 9mm ammo, man. It's the most popular ammo.
I've got
barter with that
9mm ammo, but I've also got lots of shotgun ammo, 308. I've got a lot of ammo.
Yeah. Do not barter ammo. Do not barter ammo. Do not barter with people and give them ammo that they can come back later and kill you with.
Yeah, no, don't give people ammo. You barter with silver. That's why, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but how if they know you're bringing silver, then what's to stop them from just taking it from you?
I mean, they're not going to do that because then we're going to have a gunfight. And if you want to have a gunfight over $20 silver, for some fucking eggs or some shit, bro, we could do it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, I'm going to come with my gun and my silver. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you aim your shit near me, bro, I'm going to aim my shit at you, bro. Like, fucking calm down. Sell me some eggs.
I like Black Pill Vasectomy's comment here. This is great. We are nowhere close to Mad Max. Buy some index funds and don't worry so much.
Yeah.
Bro, if you think the economy is going to collapse, buy an inverse ETF, so as the way the market goes down, the more it goes up. So that's an investment.
It's literally crashed right now. So, I mean, you might as well do it.
And now's the time to buy. Where's Shift when we need him? Shift, get on here. Somebody summon Shift, man. Now,
I mean,
the market crashed. Now's the time to buy, man.
Well, I think it's got a little more ways to go yet. There is a lot of uncertainty going on here, and the market hates that. And as interest rates are going to continue to rise, so that's going to have an effect. You're going to have more people taking money out of stocks, putting them in bonds.
Yeah, you guys don't realize it's all getting wiped out. It's all getting reset. You just don't understand. They're gonna do a quote unquote cyber attack, and your shit's gonna be gone. You don't have to believe me. Just watch it disappear. It's like a magic trick. I mean, you just got to read The Great Reset 2030. The next pandemic is going to be a digital pandemic. This is what's being touted by all these World Economic Funds and all these fucking draconian fucking Klaus Schwabs and George Soroses and all these motherfuckers. So if you don't realize that that's what they're going to do, You know what I mean? I'm just trying to give you a heads up, bro. You don't gotta worry about it. If you want to try to invest your money, go.
There's a point to being prepared and prepping. I think that's.
I don't care if you go to Atlantic City with your money and put it all on black. Don't matter to me.
Yeah, but isn't there? I mean, there's a. I think everybody should prep a bit, without a doubt. And I think
Stock up on food right now, at least. If you're gonna do one thing, get mad dry food because it's going down. I'm telling you, we're gonna have food shortages. They just killed thousands of fucking cows with like a death ray. You know what I'm saying?
So I saw that. I saw that too. But
they're burning down all the fucking processing plants. They cut off the supply of wheat from Russia.
The whole mess here. You know what's funny is I remember Primal and Gonzo were saying they had food shortages. And I had sent him a picture while I was in the grocery market, and it was like all by myself. And it was like the completely full meat case.
That was like, people was panic buying, though. This is going to be an actual thing.
My grocery store that's literally a half mile from me has never, ever been out of anything.
I've talked to everybody that I've talked to. And again, when I'm not here in the Manosphere, I'm here. I'm on the disaster preparedness forum. You know, and the gun community, and everybody that had a problem was all west of the Mississippi. Everybody east of the Mississippi, zero problem.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem getting stuff.
Do you think it's purely location? I mean,
I think it had to do with the ports and which ports were being shut down. Florida kept their ports open.
Yeah, I remember DeSantis saying, "Hey, if you can't go anywhere, come on here."
So that's why they had everything like over there. You know
I mean, I know just right across the street from me, I saw the cargo ships just lined up there, just for months, just sitting there. You know, 6, 7, 8 of them always out there. Looked like about a mile or so offshore, just hanging, waiting to go in.
Yeah, fixing the economy is real easy. Just put people back to work and increase the gross domestic product. It's not that difficult.
Well, actually, what they need to do is remove the liquidity from the market. So they're going to have to do quantitative tightening, raise interest rates, and that will drain the liquidity. It will also cause a recession, which will be temporary, but it will cap inflation. Mm-hmm. So you basically have to cause a recession. We've been through this before. You know, right. People like Tony and I are old enough to remember, like, you know, when Paul Volcker was chairman of the Fed. So that's what they're going to need to do. Although Powell doesn't really have the balls to come out and say it. That's what, you know, you're either going to do that or you are going to have hyperinflation.
There's going to be hyperinflation. They've planned it. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to just keep going and it's going to collapse the whole fucking country. That's the plan. Like, they're literally hemorrhaging it on purpose.
But what's the point?
They don't give a fuck.
What's the point?
All right, so the point, right? The point of hemorrhaging the whole country and collapsing all these different economies is so they could just round up everybody under one, you know what I'm saying, one umbrella like government. They want to expand this shit. It's about control. You know what I mean?
Once you're controlled and you're put into camps, then what?
I'm not saying you're going to go into like FEMA camps and shit. I don't really know, but they want to destabilize, depopulate, you know what I mean? They want to control and they want to, you know what I mean, consolidate. They want to bring this shit under one thing. They want to bring us more close to
what's the end goal? What's the end goal?
The end goal is like communistic socialism, where you know what I'm saying everybody doesn't really own shit. You know what I mean? They downgrade our qualities of living. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're trying to do. They're going to say everything's for the environment and nature and all the bullshit.
So same question, you know, as 18 months ago when we talked about this horse shit. Why not just do it all in one fell swoop? Because we have the capability of doing it. Why go through
time, bro? The one thing that's stopping them from completely taking over is the 300 million guns in American hands.
Negative.
No, it's not negative. They have to fucking weaken this infrastructure first and make us kill each other, which is why they're going to do the food shortage, make us kill each other, do a motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, economic wipeout, and then they can step in after said fact. I mean, on top of all of that, you're going to see, I don't know if you guys noticed, the rate of death is up over 50% than it's ever been. and it's skyrocketing because the effects of, you know what I'm saying, what they did is starting to take place, and you're going to continue to see that, you know what I'm saying, until there's going to be such a big uproar. There's lots of lawsuits that are starting. There's all kinds of fuckery happening. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cogs and wheels turning. You'll see what's up soon, bro. This is only the beginning. You know what I mean? President Poopy Pants fell off his bicycle, bro. It's all going to shit.
Did you see the meme where Trump hits him with the golf ball? Did you see that?
Yeah, it was meant.
So
I think Trump tweeted it.
Primal Man, you still there?
Yeah, I'm just still coping, chilling.
So are we living in the kingdom now?
Yes.
Now,
Primal Man, you better stop smoking copium, all right?
I knew this. This is exactly what I wanted. So, I mean,
Yo,
I'm talking every
I'm
now.
coping, bro.
I kind of get your guys' disagreement, but I kind of don't. From what it sounds like, is Mike is Old Testament and Primal's New Testament.
70 AD.
Am I correct in that? Am I correct in that assumption? Is that kind of?
I mean, yeah, no, I'm not really stuck on the New Testament.
All right, let's say, okay, both of you. If you had to give up the New Testament, the Old Testament, which would you give up, Mike? First.
Oh, bro, hands down, bro. You give up the Greek Testament. You know what I'm saying?
New Testament.
It's not even a New Testament, bro. There is no Old and New Testament. There's the scriptures, and then there's the Greek forgery.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, it's Primal. You have
You'd give up the Jewish myths and writings and.
Oh, he's going there. But here's the problem, Tony. Here's the problem.
And pagan pantheon.
Hold on. Here's the problem, Tony. How do you follow only the New Testament if Jesus, right, was a Jew following the Old Testament and preaching it? You can't.
That's highly debatable, by the way.
You can't throw it out, bro. Why did he study it? You know what I mean? Why was he in the temple? Why was he preaching it? Why was he a Jew wearing tzitzit, following the commandments?
When Jesus came, there was only the Old Testament at the time, and they didn't call it the Old Testament.
No, they had paganism. They had all kinds of religions. The Romans didn't believe in the Old Testament. The Romans were pagans, and they were living right alongside of the Jews. The Jews were actually being you know what I mean, taken over by the Romans at this time period until 70 AD when they finally just destroyed them. But they were under Roman occupation. You know what I mean?
I saw, who was it in the chat earlier? End Time Teacher. He seems like he was stoking Primal Man. Is that correct, Primal?
Yeah, ETT, yeah.
ETT's retarded.
ETT will hear us say something on a live stream, and he'll go make a video and make it into a question.
I got to know, how did he even find my stream? Because I've never seen him before.
Oh, no.
Devil.
The devil.
He's got to be subscribed to you. Because that's he knows he's stalking Primal Man.
Yo, he follows Lucifer, man. All right,
he's stalking Primal Man and you.
He follows Lucifer, man.
I don't know nothing about the guy, so I mean, I might be talking about out of my ass, but
I don't know about him either. But
he thinks he's a black Hebrew Israelite, but he doesn't follow all of their doctrine, just 99% of it. That's the scoop on ETT.
So he black? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's a Mexican.
Oh, okay.
But he, you know what I'm saying? It's
a
long story, bro, where he could draw there's the bloodline chart, bro, that the black Hebrew Israelites came out with. It's not real at all, but they think it is, and they put Mexicans on this, so now he's, you know what I'm saying? He's part of the tribe. I don't know. Look, bro, I'm not gonna say it's not true or it is. I'm just gonna say he as a man is retarded.
Primal, any thoughts?
Oh, I don't have any thoughts right now.
You don't have any thoughts on ETT, bro?
Oh, ETT, he's a trip, man. He's kind of funny. T-Mog's out of control. T-Mog
is like retarded squared.
T-Mog's out of control.
I mean, what does TMOG stand for? We know what does everybody know what AMOG stands for?
TMOG stands for the mind of God.
Okay. Does everybody know what AMOGing means?
Yes.
It's alpha male.
Male of the group. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. It's funny because I've asked a lot of people, like, I've asked them, do you know what you're even saying when you're saying Moggy? It's, AMOG means alpha male of the group. So I thought TMOG would be.
No, he's the mind of God.
I don't know. So.
Yeah,
Tick mama of the group.
Ticked mama of the group. Oh, that's great, man.
I don't think they're terrible people. I just think their mentality is kind of fucked.
That's funny.
They're a meme.
Meme. Hard meme.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to start wrapping it up because I don't have to work early, but I do have to work. I just thought I'd drop a stream tonight, see who wanted to get something off their chest. I'm going to start with some final words. I'm going to start with the last guy that came in, which is John Steele. John Steele, welcome back. By the way, you got a great reception.
Yeah, thanks. It was nice, man. It was nice to be back. Sorry I missed it. Missed some of your other streams. I just
Yeah, no worries.
I've been away from the computer, but when you were on, but yeah, I just like to say what's up to everybody. I hope hope everything goes well, whatever the fuck is going on with people fighting it out. But everybody take care.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with you there, man. I just I like a lot of people, and I like different ideas, and I do like disagreements. If we didn't have disagreements, man, it'd be rule zero.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fucked up there.
Yeah, it'd be rule zero. So we don't want that. So, but let's go to Uncle Guns.
Great show, always great show. It was good seeing everybody. I hadn't seen Mike or John Steele in a while. Good seeing you guys. Frank was on earlier. I wish we saw more of Frank, but I know he's real busy with his food thing now. I wasn't really expecting Sunday night, get it off your chest. It was kind of a surprise when I got the notification. I'm always working, but yeah, man. As far as the Jesse Lee thing goes, we'll see what happens. I'm with you. Hoping for the best. I hope that none of it's true, and if it is, then again, the alleged victims should alert law enforcement and start that process going, and he should be tried by a jury of his peers, and that's what the laws are there for. As far as the manosphere is concerned, I mean, as far as all the mess, I like it when everybody gets along. We're stronger together. But like Tony said, men fight, and we fight about serious things, and sometimes we fight about dumb things. I got no ill will or ill intent for anybody. I got no ill will or ill intent about with Alexio. I hope everything's cool. I got nothing against him. It just took me aback, getting called out like that. I'm like, wait a minute. But it is what it is. You're not the first person to have a issue with me. You certainly won't be the last. Other than that, it was, shout out to the chat. Everybody showed up. And I look forward to more Sunday nights. Get it off your chest. Thanks for having me on, Tony.
You never know, man. Who knows? I might, I think the get it off your chest nights are going to be random. And hopefully, Az Varun, if you're still watching, I'd love to have you on this Thursday night and have an evening with Az Varun Philosophy. That would be awesome. So I'll go to Mike. Mike, it's been a while, bro. I'm glad you jumped.
I had to hop on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I do have one thing I want to get off my chest as we go. All right.
Okay.
Just wanted to take this time really quick to expose someone.
Okay.
His name is Gonzo. Just wanted to let everybody know that his beard is not real. It's made out of string cheese and cinnamon.
Exposed.
Now you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Primal.
If you bang fat women, you're a fraud.
Yeah.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
All right. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody coming in tonight, man. Everybody in the chat, Peg Bell, Black Pill Vasectomy, everybody in the chat, Woody Johnson. We got Nixon Talks, As Varun. Check your email, man, for the 100th time. So that's
Who was playing that?
That's funny. All right. Well, we're gonna rock on out of here, guys. I appreciate everybody, and let's just do this real quick. What do I got to rock us out here?
Another shout out to Tuesday before we go.
Yeah. Tuesday. Yeah. Good to see you, man. All right. Let's rock it out. Cheers, guys.
Maybe the next stage of your healing journey is just telling more people to fuck right off.